Hello, and welcome to the Goodfellerz podcast. And on today's episode, we're having a good chat with our friend Lee. I'm Sean.
And I'm Clark.
And I'm Lee.
Yeah, so like we said, Lee is a good friend of ours. He's a coach, a running coach, a fitness instructor.
Yeah. Could say boxing coach as well,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, all sorts, don't you?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Mr. Athlete, we'll call him.
Yeah.
Mr. Athlete, I'll take that.
Absolutely, like a super athlete. Like Sean said, you've known Lee for a little while, haven't you?
Yeah, from the start of the year probably.
Yeah,
turn of the year really, at the same time.
Yeah.
The whole, what we talked about last week, people watched it, GY30 movement, but yeah, since then.
It's brought a lot of people into a space that would never cross paths before.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I've known Lee, it's got to be about 24 years now. We went to school together, year 8 or year 7.
24, that.
Mental. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We went to school together.
Yeah, me and Lee had a few classes together as well.
Yeah.
Always played football together in between B and C blocks, didn't we?
Yeah, of course.
So I've known Lee for years.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously I was sort of with the Kissy Cats, you were with like the famous 5, and you went that way, but it's funny how
Two
our
groups.
paths, two groups.
They were the two groups of the school.
They were, but it's funny how we've sort of coming back to see each other a bit now, aren't we?
100%. I think it's really nice actually, because even though like it wasn't like none of us were close or not friends in school, we was all very close.
Absolutely.
But when you leave school, because of the little groups you're with, you kind of diverse a bit, don't you?
Yeah.
And even though like we bumped into each other a few times or spoke, we always spoke and got on. But it's nice now to like be picking back up with people you wouldn't have hung with, but yeah.
Kind of though. Yeah. And it's, our paths are properly crossing now. I mean, I've seen you load over the last few weeks, a few months.
Lucky you.
Yeah, lucky me. Today, we'll talk about it later, but my arm is dead. I've been doing the punches, and Lee put me through my paces today. That's a fucking understatement. We'll put it on the social medias and that. But one of Lee's many good traits is that he's a great motivator, and you've got a lot out of me today, which, because I've just been doing that, I knew it was going to be tough today because we've done training before. Yeah. But it was a good one.
Yeah, it was
good.
It's good fun. You're doing great.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Thank you. Thank you.
So
sorry, we just left Sean in the corner for a minute.
I might as well just
we just reminiscing about our past.
Yeah.
Bye, Sean. Come on, Sean.
Come on. So normally, like I said, before we even get into the chat episode, if you've not listened to our podcast or watched our podcast, we do the beer of the week.
Yes, we do.
Now, we know Lee.
Bloody hell.
Oh shit!
Ooh,
my favourites.
Hold on. Before we go any further, right?
My favourites come out.
Who are you? And you have to answer this question and be careful how you answer it. Who's better looking, me or Chris?
It's you, mate. With a long
Thank
hair.
you.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. The hair does it for me. Sorry, Chris.
Chris.
You've got many things, Chris. You've got many things, Chris, but not the looks.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
No, I'm only messing.
It's these surfer hair. You just turns the tide for me.
But every time we have a guest,
yes.
Okay, we have done a guest. We do like to present them with a gift.
Okay.
So we do have a gift for you,
Wow.
Lee.
Wow. All right. Okay.
Now I know we had this chat before. We know you're not. You don't drink.
No.
And we talk about that. We can talk about it in the episode and get into it. But we still thought you could be part of it. You can still put any beverage into it. So we thought we'd get yourself your own branded tank card for yourself.
This has got my branded logo on it. That's class. Thank you very much.
That's alright, mate.
Love
Sorry,
that.
mate. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, nice guys. I love little thoughtful gifts like that.
Do I get a fresh apple ties to got it?
We've got to get one in
To
there.
top it up.
Lee's
Drink of choice. That's bloody lash.
It is, yeah.
This is my going out beverage.
Yeah, good shout. It's so refreshing.
Yeah, shall I drop me to?
Yeah, ASMR, mate. Oh, you know, there's only a few listeners that just do it for the ASMR bit.
That's it.
This is
Good stuff.
Can you hear that? Crikey, that'd be blowing someone's ears off.
Thank you very much, guys.
That's alright.
Mate.
Love that.
And then for the beer of the week for you, bro.
Germany.
Represent. No. Go on.
My go-to guess. Italy.
No.
Go on, Lee. Have a guess.
Japan.
No. Not as far as Japan. Nowhere near as far as Japan. Soon.
You go for it.
A bottle of Mongozo, which is from Belgium.
Oh, it's close.
So this is a premium pilsner from Belgium.
Nice, exotic beer.
So it's got some different roots. So it's the kind of background of it is kind of from. It's got African roots, which then ended up in the Netherlands, but it's actually brewed in Belgium. By one of the top breweries in Belgium.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, you not seen that?
What's going on?
Yeah, you nailed it.
For once, yeah. Yes! I'm the champion this time.
When you say beer, is it an ale or is it
a proper pilsner lager beer?
It is, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's not an ale because normally with Belgium, what we've had before is you find there's a lot of kind of strong ale, kind of darks, 8-9% kind of stuff, which are amazing beers done by they have a lot of monasteries where monks used to brew the beer.
Yeah, it turns out monks are the best brewers.
Yeah, beer. But this is different. This is a pilsner.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, it smells nice.
So it's not good.
Smells nice.
So 5%. So it's a pretty good percent.
A bit hoppy, a bit yeast, a bit of sugar, a bit of avocado in there.
Eggs, bread, milk. But yeah.
Look
at that. We're
So this was thanks to Busy Europe again for providing beers every week for the podcast. You do an amazing job.
Yeah, you're brilliant. I can't thank you enough. But cheers to you,
Lee.
Cheers to you guys.
First sip.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my god.
Good?
Oh,
that's the verdict.
It is bloody lovely. There's Belgians and Germans, mate.
Yeah,
you just got it right.
That's refreshing, crisp. You get that from the golden yellow colour, but
no lash.
We will do our review.
That'll be another highly rated beer.
Halfway through the episode.
We ain't got nothing below a 7. No. Maybe we just got a shit palate, but
it's just one. It's always
always good.
The beer is horrendous for everyone else, but it's just always good for us.
Do you want to, before I know Sean always has a bit of a structure, but coming off the flight, do you want to talk about why because you used to drink, and then obviously you haven't drank for a number of years?
So it'd be 8 years in July. Yeah, July time. It'd be 8 years. Last time that I had a drink was on my wedding. So we got married abroad.
Okay.
And then we came back and had a party back here as well, and that was the last time I drank. The day after that, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna knock it on the head, and not for any reason of I got too pissed up at my wedding.
Yeah.
I went for a period of time of just not enjoying drinking and abusing it a bit.
Okay.
And then off the back of that, feeling depressed, down, thinking the world was against me, kind of bottling a lot of stuff up as well, emotions of grief and all kinds of things like that. And also, I was well into my fitness back then as well, but I've always done something within the fitness industry.
Yeah.
And I was finding when I was drinking and overloading that, it was having a knock-on effect then with my exercise.
Yeah.
And as we are promoting a lot at the moment, physical exercise massively helps your mental health or your mental state.
Yeah.
So if I was not being able to physically exercise because I was hungover for 3 days and then I'm beating myself up, and it just was a lot of different things like that. A lot of different things, losing my dad, losing my best friend, and I just thought, right, let's have a few months of not doing it and see how I felt mentally. If it would excel me in whatever I was doing, or make me think clearer, or make me be a better person or version of myself. And that's, I'm not saying that because I wasn't a very good person. My wife will say that there was nothing wrong. She always says that, and I wasn't dependent on alcohol or anything like that, but I just didn't feel good in myself. And as soon as I stopped, I just felt like a completely new person. And I got to 3 months, which is what I kind of gave myself to see what the change it made, and I've just never looked back since. And I think what really helped there was I didn't put pressure on going back to drinking. I kind of just said,
Yeah.
If I fancy one and I'm on holiday or something, I'll have one.
Yeah.
And I've just never got to that point where I thought like I needed one or wanted one. And I've been on stag do's and time away and all of that sort of thing, and I've just managed to enjoy myself without it. So I think,
and that can be quite difficult, mate.
It can be, but I think because I don't have a hatred towards that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not off of that because I was an alcoholic or you know that I don't hate it. I just know that doesn't work for the outcomes that I want in life.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against anyone that does that.
You're not attaching emotion.
I've had so many people say to me like, what's your opinion? Do you think I should stop drinking? And I never answer it because I think it's not right for me to tell you what you need to know yourself if you want that or not. And if you enjoy having that now and again, have it. Yeah. And if you don't. Yeah. Like there's no right or wrong. Everyone's got to figure that path out for themselves. Except for me, it just works. And I'm not saying I'll never ever go back. Who knows? You know, you can't say never to anything, but 8 years is pretty solid.
Solid, mate. Yeah. It's amazing. Well done.
Fair play, mate.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And also, like, you're not putting pressure by putting a timeline on it.
Yeah.
For anything.
Yeah, exactly.
That's brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
No, well done. Yeah, no, it's. I know for a lot of people it can be tough as well. Because I don't mind. I like a drink with you and that. And maybe on a Friday, but to be fair, I think that's all I do. Really, I'm not like that.
I think gone are the days of like that binge drinking kind of.
Feels like it, doesn't it, with the newer generation?
Yeah, I think it is more now about like you two sat here with your podcast, doing something you love and that you're passionate about, sharing a beer with each other. Good mates. I think that's like.
Well, that's what
perfect.
And that's what we tried to do. When we said like it's like we're not promoting alcohol and all that anyway. We've had non-alcohol beers in there as well. And everything like that, but this is I think this is a gluten-free beer as well, just to point out. It's just forgot to mention that it's a gluten-free beer, so if you're gluten-free you can drink this beer and it's delicious. It's all about like trying to, you know, the whole thing is your mates, you're down in the pub, when you have a beer or a drink and you're in that environment, that's when you have your real talk and stuff that you've done in the past. The amount of conversations we've had and stuff like that, and that's what we're trying to replicate with this podcast. That's why we have the beer every week and we have our chats.
I think you're bang on with that though, like it does bring out something in you, right or wrong. It can allow you to open up a little bit.
It can. It can.
It's because of how relaxed you make that environment, not because of the beer, but it's like you said, you relax and you enjoy something with your mate, and then
feel like you can open up.
You're not feeling pressured, like you know, you're not someone's not saying how are you, mate, and really probing into stuff. It's just you'd be like, oh yeah, let's have a chat about this.
Yeah.
Many times we've ended up talking about politics and stuff, and we talk about random stuff, don't you, and things like that.
Yeah.
It's like we'd never talk about it normally, but
and again, it's like there's no pressure on that. You just come down and you feel relaxed, you have a chat, and that usually opens the door for one of you or both of you to feel comfortable to be like, oh, do you know what, mate? I'm feeling like this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like this. I got this on my mind.
Yeah.
And that's how we've had it a lot, haven't we? With our talks we've done, and I think it's a great environment.
Yeah. No, brilliant.
Yeah.
100%. So obviously, like everything we see online, Lee, and generally how you are as a person, you're easily like one of the most kind of vibrant, motivating kind of people we know on social media and stuff. And that, like, I suppose the question for that though is like, have you always been that way? And obviously, I know Clutch knew longer, or has the whole you doing the fitness side of things and things like has that brought that out of you? Like,
I think like. I had this really hard exterior for a long time of kind of not being myself and not kind of letting barriers down and just being who I am in front of people for various reasons. And I've always been a happy, like positive, motivating guy. One thing that I love is spurring people on to do what they want and do well at it. I've always had that in me. It's just, I suppose, maybe having the confidence to do it like I do now, I never had before. And also just by having that kind of wall up, that barrier of like, if I let that down and be the person that I am, if people then don't like me or don't, I had this fear of like, I need to be liked, like, and if that's gonna, if someone finds out embarrassing what I'm doing, or like, then they're not gonna like want to be my friend, or like, and now I'm just at a stage in my life where I think,
who cares?
Who cares? Yeah. I'm gonna do stuff that makes me happy, and if you know, and what makes me happy is being a motivator and helping people, and it's my job, but it's also what I like to do in life with my wife and my daughter. I like to put them on a pedestal as much as I can.
Yeah.
I find it helps me do well in life as well.
Absolutely.
By motivating someone else makes me feel good. Seeing them achieve a goal makes me want to achieve a goal, and it's like a circle, isn't it? So yeah, I've not always been off camera in front of people. I can be quite chilled and relaxed as well. Like I'm not always that high energy because you just can't possibly be 24/7. Like sometimes I'll come home from work and Sam's like, "You alright? You had a good day?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just need to sit down and have 5 minutes of." So sometimes you'll catch me and I'm just like real chill and mellow, and other times I'm like, and that's just who I am, and I'm glad that I feel comfortable to be able to do that now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that people like notice. Like
Absolutely.
those compliments that you've gave me is like, for me, like I don't really get a chance to say this, so I'm gonna say it. To me, it gets me like quite emotional to think that like people value me that way, because I've never felt valued that way before. No one's ever like I've done lots of things in my life, but I've never really known like how valuable I am to people until now. And like that's really cool for me, like to know that like I've got such a big support around me, whereas I always felt like in the past that I was the one who had to support everyone, whereas now I feel comfortable that if I was having a bad day, a bad whatever, it wouldn't bother me to pick up the phone and ring you or like whoever it was.
Absolutely.
Like, so yeah, no, it's a real good stage of my life. Really good stage of my life.
No, mate, I think you're a genuine superhero.
Oh, thank you.
I really do. I think if you haven't seen Lee's content, like he is like, what's up? What's going on? And he's just pure positive. Like I look forward to seeing the little thing on Instagram when you've got a new story come up. Because I'm like, this is going to pump me up. It's going to make me feel good. I'm going to feel good. There's a few times I've been like, oh fuck it, got 3 kids, run my own business. I'm driving a lot. I get back and I'm like, got to do the punches, and I will. And then I see your video or I see Chris's something, and I'm like, come on, I'm doing it. And I feel good in doing it.
But what you're saying about like myself, like motivating you, that's how I feel when I see people like yourself doing your videos. And I've said this to you before, and I say it to people like Chris or like Joe, Joe Kelly, or even yourself, Sean, when you come run club, like anything like that. When I see people doing it, it gives me something that like I can only, I suppose, relate to. Not that I ever have done, but like a drug. It's like a drug. You get addicted to that feeling, and seeing someone else get that feeling makes you want that feeling.
Absolutely.
So when I see you do well and keep, I'm like, yes, Clark. Now it's my turn. Let me get on that high with you. And when I saw you guys at Run Club on a Friday night, you know, new faces every week and people doing things they never thought they'd do, and it's like,
contagious,
oh my God.
it?
Like,
it's contagious.
I was so lucky on Friday night, like my mum and my sister came to GY30 as it was my birthday, and I kind of said to like people in my family, look, this is what I'm doing, this is me now, I'm just going to do things I want, rather than the whole generic kind of, let's all stay at my house and have a tea party. If you want to see me, come and see me. And I was so glad that my mum and my sister came, because they won't mind me saying this, they're not runners. They never have been and they never will be. It's not their thing, and they probably don't understand why it's my thing or why I do so much of it with my family and my daughter and my wife. And I'm sure that is what they think at times, but they're very supportive, by the way. They support my family endlessly. But what was really nice was for them to come and see that environment, see my little daughter running around enjoying herself, seeing the buzz that everyone has, seeing the connections of people, and my mum, I could tell because she messaged me on the night saying she was proud of me and that, and I could just tell that they must have had that moment of like, I get it, I get why you do this, like not like I understand it, and so for me that's like massive.
Absolutely.
No,
absolutely, mate. I thought Friday was, I haven't been to many of the run clubs because I've just been busy, but mate, I thought it was just
incredible.
It was like a drug, like you said. It was euphoric. Like the atmosphere and everyone mingling, talking to each other.
Yeah.
It felt like I was at a family barbecue.
Yeah.
That is what it felt like.
Literally was like that.
Like kids were mingling.
Yeah.
Even at the end, like our kids obviously were anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it right at the end. My kids was playing with Bo and they were playing the throwing thingy game. They never met before.
No, it's brilliant because as well, I noticed earlier on in the night your kids, like how good they were with her as well, sharing the beanbags and that.
Yeah.
And they're like,
yeah,
I'm very much like a hands-on dad.
Same.
Like want to be on top of her all the time, and
Same.
and I just looked over and I just thought she's in her element.
She's happy.
Like,
Yeah.
and like you said,
Yeah.
kids mixing with people that kids that they've never met before,
I know.
and that just
makes you proud.
Yeah, and I feel like we thank Chris endlessly for what he's done with GY30, and he always needs that praise, and he genuinely does. But also, I think sometimes I'm not saying that we do forget about him, but Joe Kelly doesn't, and Amy Kelly doesn't get enough credit.
Absolutely.
For allowing us to have the space at the distillery.
Their space,
to do that on a Friday night.
Absolutely.
And, you know, Run Club is a Run Club, and what, like you said, what Chris has done is amazing. But the fact that we can go back there after and have that time together, you know, no one's rushing off.
No one's
I think
rushing.
they had like 70 odd.
It was 78, I think.
78 on Friday night.
Because they got the two young girls who obviously work behind the bar. It's just like 4 of them in total.
Yeah.
And they just run it like it's amazing how they run it. The greatest, you're the greatest hosts you are generally.
Yeah,
like, you know, Joe's even after the run, he's like, get the tables out.
Yeah.
The other week, I went the week before.
Yeah.
I was there and that, and it was the hottest one. And he was just going, oh, you want a bottle of water? I want a bottle. He had loads of bottles.
Yeah.
Cold bottles of water. He was giving them out.
He's so thoughtful, and
And, and we do not pay a penny either, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it's
all the drinks
out
are
of the
free.
goodness of
Yeah.
their- Come on, Dan!
yeah.
No, it's all out of the goodness of their own heart.
Oh, it is. They're so accommodating to anyone and everyone.
And it's just allowed us all to be that like family,
Absolutely.
and it's growing. And this, like you said, like every week when there's new people,
Yeah.
and then the following week those new people are chatting, and it's like you've known each other years.
It really is.
And it's more than, and that's what I try telling people that don't do what we do, is it's more than just running.
Yeah.
It's more than just a run club. It's more than just anything about physical exercise. It is.
And you can see that, like you said, the Friday Run Club is amazing and how it started. But obviously, like we said, we created the WhatsApp groups and stuff and that, and obviously, and you go on there and every day
mate.
people are buzzing. They're putting, I did this as my 30, and it'd be like, I walk along the beach, or they've done this, they've done something different. And everyone's just like supporting them, and
it's great.
And it's just it is like you said. I say it's a community, but like it's
a family. It is a family.
Yeah, definitely.
My old man's on the group now, and he loves to comment, so he's always posting and saying stuff. But it's like the fact that my dad's on there, he's posting what he's doing, and a few people are, oh yeah, we'll come to that.
Yeah.
It's just so instantaneously supportive.
Really
straight away.
Really is.
There's no one's got an edge.
No.
There's no one there's got an edge. There's no cliques or anything. I've been to a few run clubs back when I was younger, and it was a bit cliquey, and some sports teams and that can be a bit cliquey, but this is no edge to anyone or anything, is there?
I almost go as far as saying, like, even though it is a run club, it's not about running. And like Chris said, a valuable point a couple of weeks ago to me about discussing the whole logo with the run club underneath. Should we take the run club off?
Yeah.
My opinion is no, keep it on there, because people like to also affiliate themselves, like, oh, I'm part of a run club.
Yeah, true.
However, I liked that he had that thought of doing that, because it is more you don't want to put people off, because some people do feel like I've had to really convince people to come to GY30 sometimes from other run clubs and or family members, but like you said, once they get there, they realise, oh my god, this is
amazing.
Really, really good, really welcoming group.
Yeah, I think it's like I was saying, I said last week when we spoke to Chris and that, it's like, and other people can relate to this, you can relate to it as well and stuff, and it's like I said, I've never, even though I've played football, I've never really become like a runner. Like, you put football in front of me, I'd run 3-4 hours, whatever that. But like you said, running, I've tried it in the past. I tried running with people and all that, and I've just never had the motivation to keep it going and stuff like that on my own. And it's like, since now, like this is the first time I think I've ever been like, I really love running.
Yes.
Like I was messaging in the group the other day, I was like, can you help me out and get me some shoes? And when I'm looking on Sports Direct, I've got a like smile on my face. I'm like, oh yeah, they look amazing. Like,
he's falling down the rabbit hole.
And then I buy them, and I'm like, oh, these are amazing. Can't wear away Friday. I'm getting that whole kind of.
There was a smile on your face on Friday actually when you came straight up to me and went, You shoes.
I listened to you.
Yeah.
And they were amazing, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because the last ones I could feel the road. This one, it was like cloud.
But I think that's what will allow you to enjoy it more. Is because, like you said, you've always been like football, and even myself growing up, it was always football or boxing.
Yeah.
And running's always been a thing in my life, but it was for reasons of football or boxing.
Yeah.
And I always kind of detested running to a degree when I done those sports because you had to do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't out of choice. You kind of had to do it to stay fit. Whereas now, stepping away from those sports, I needed to find something for myself that made me feel how I felt in a team or what have you.
Yeah.
And getting into the running side now, by treating yourself to like trainers and that, and you know, allows you to kind of start enjoying it a bit more. And I feel, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like it's pretty much replaced that changing room atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like that whole, like, you know, winning a game or whatever it is that you've done, playing table tennis and you've won your match, and sometimes you think, will I ever replace that feeling? But I now feel that that's replaced weekly. I feel like even
doesn't
sometimes
need to be an event.
even sometimes daily.
Yeah.
I put a post up actually. I think it might have even been today about Stacey. Shout out to my client Stacey.
I saw
Smashed
that,
in a PB at Manchester Half today. But I put on that
Stacey.
post that it's not always about PBs. It's about the smaller wins. And sometimes you can go on a run and you can feel hideous and you can feel like that was awful. And then the next day you might go out and just feel amazing and, you know, I don't know what's happened, but I feel great, and all of a sudden I've done this in a run, or I ran down to the river and I saw this amazing view, and you've just got that feeling of like, I've done, that was amazing, and it does. I feel like for me it replaces that. You can go to an event and you can run a really good race, and that's amazing, but if you can get on a daily basis when you're running, then great.
Liquid gold.
Yeah.
Fair play. No, that's good. That's the level I would love to get to, and I will. At some point, but I did run a little bit, but like you guys, I was very much kickboxing, football, very much football, and seeing you guys doing it though, I can see that. Oh yeah, I could definitely get that feeling as well. We're watching you guys, and like it's good that you say it's replaced the changing room atmosphere, but it's so obvious because I see your stories or something, and you're sometimes with a big group or a couple of people or on your own, but it's always like. I don't know, it just seems, I don't know the right word to describe it, it just seems genuinely positive.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, no matter who you're with.
I think that like 90% of the time that is factual.
Yeah.
Like, let's not pretend that it's all like...
Sunshine and rainbows.
And I try and get that across in a lot of my content when I'm having bad days. Whether it's a bad day with running or whatever it is, I try and get that across as much as I can because... what I don't want to do also is like with my content is lead people down a garden path of thinking that every day is easy, running is easy, keeping yourself physically active is easy, because it's not. What I want to get across is you can do it, and this is the feeling you can get, but I also want to be real a lot of the time with the content and say, I'm having a bad day, this has not gone my way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, let me point that out to you. I'm a coach, I'm a personal trainer, and it's happening to me. It will happen to you. You'll have to go through hard times to get to the good times of it. But like I said, 90% of the time is great, but you will get those moments of...
bad days.
Bad days,
Bad moments.
But then that's what makes... It's that whole thing about failing. There's no such thing as failing if you're not trying. So you just got to keep pushing through those moments, haven't you, to come out the other side as such.
And also, like, sometimes you get the downs to make the highs feel that much better, don't they?
Oh, that's right, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking about you as well, because I know you're not a runner, but I've been on Strava. I'm on Strava as well now. Like badminton or whatever.
Fair play.
But I saw you posted like a couple of rounds. I was like, oh shit, you're on there as well now.
Yeah, like trying to do it. Like I said, I still play football, so obviously it's off season at the moment for me. So I am going to be doing a lot more running. But generally, like I've said, like what I kind of do is I normally train on a Wednesday. I play 7-a-side on a Thursday. Friday's run club. Saturday's 11-a-side football match normally, and then it's like I'll try and do something on Sunday, Monday. But now I'm trying to replace the football I'm not doing. on the Wednesday and Saturday now we're like running and stuff now.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's a lot that you're doing.
Yeah.
I know. It's trying. Not saying that I do it well, but
But you're doing it.
I'm still doing it.
Like you start to 11 or so, man.
Sean, can you run the line this week, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you get on today? Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, game
I played
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I let it go twice.
Sent someone off.
I gave a penalty away. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In terms of like run clubs, obviously. So obviously I know like what Chris has done and stuff like that, but you've also got a run club you do yourself.
Well, so it's not my run club. No. I'm not the founder of the run club. It's a run club that I attend weekly and that I've been lucky enough to kind of be heavily involved with.
Yeah.
In terms of supporting the guys that founded it and ran it, and jumping in where I need to and host a couple of runs if it's like a unofficial club run as such, and just kind of be a pillar of support for them, because it's hard to run, excuse the pun, it's hard to kind of do everything that you got to do to organise such big events weekly and not have support from other people. So like it's not my run club, but I almost feel like I'm a sibling of it. I'm
You're
very
a big part of it,
very heavily involved
in
terms of I'm there every week and I'm helping people where I can, and almost like just kind of, again, for me that run club is like, there's no competing between GY30 and Concrete Therapy Running Club. Yeah. Because they're two completely different things, but they're both also very, very much the same. Yeah. So Concrete is like a very sociable run club that do 10Ks every week, different locations, and it's all about, like in the name, concrete therapy, come and do this.
Out on the concrete,
it will help you mentally as much as physically. Yeah. So there's the same reasoning behind them doing it, but they also like to keep that kind of low key, that they're not like me and Chris that are like on social media like filming ourselves, and and that's absolutely fine because it's not everyone's bag, but they also need a massive bit of kind of praise, because what they've done for me and my family is like, and I'm sure for many people part of the run club will agree with me, is phenomenal. They've allowed us somewhere to go every week and feel part of a big family. And really, if it weren't for them, I don't think that like me and my family would be where we are with our kind of hobbies and doing stuff together, because my wife she's always trained in exercise. She's good at keeping herself fit, motivated and healthy, that sort of thing, but she didn't like running. And she's seeing me go off every week and getting this enjoyment, and then I said to her about coming along to Concrete and just trying it, blah blah blah, and she's come along and met loads of new people and friends, which makes me more happier than anything, because of course my wife lost her mum and she kind of went in a bit of a, just not a recluse, but like she was happy just being at home, which is fine, but I also now to see her like coming out of her shell and having these new friends and doing a hobby with these friends, and then it's also allowed us to get our daughter involved in, we're doing something as a family, and I've got Concrete to thank for that, and now extending that thanks is GY30 being started, and again that's another, because it's so family orientated and friendly, like it's just, we can do this together rather than I've got to go out and run and then you've got to go out and do that, and you're crossing the door and your little one's there thinking, well, I only ever see one of you at a time, and
you're winning at life if you can do something that your whole family, your kids love, and you're doing it together, and they can see you doing it, and look at my daddy. That's like a feeling that like you can't replace it. You cannot replace that. I know the three of us are massive family people. Our wives and kids are the be all end all. Certainly for me, like it's
definitely family first.
Absolutely. Always. But now I'm starting to do that, like the kids before they'll do the punches with me. And we started doing like assault courses in the garden, and like I can get up and do stuff with them a bit more. And also I could cry at it. It's
I genuinely do sometimes. Like, and because I kind of had that thing of like my dad died young, my friend Martin died young, and I kind of had that fear of like, I need to give myself the best opportunity of like that not happening. Exactly. And I know that's like probably a silly way of like
No,
but just to keep yourself kind of like that, and your kids to see it, and exactly what you've just explained there, and your kids the same, by the way, because they're coming around club and seeing you do it, and they're wanting to do it, and that's the same for my daughter. Is we can all sit your kids down and go, you need to do this, you need to do that, but we've all been there, and when your parent tells you to do something, you usually do the opposite.
Absolutely.
So if you can just
show,
and this is to any parent who's listening or watching, just do something without putting pressure on it, and your kids will follow suit.
Absolutely.
If you go to the pub every night and drink every night, your kids are probably going to want to do something similar.
Absolutely.
Or they're going to not appreciate you as I might be wrong in that line saying that.
I would agree with what you're going to say.
But if you kind of just show them that this is fun, and it's fun. Even if it's just gone out for a walk, like daily, you know, and now my little one, like you were saying with your kids and same with your Sean, is she just constantly wants to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and we was coming home in the car yesterday from Newport, and she said, "Oh, what are we doing tomorrow, Daddy?" And I said, "Oh, we've got run club in the morning." She went, "Run club again?" And I turned around to her and I said, "Yeah," I said, "but you don't have to come." I said, "Mummy can go and me and you will stay at home." Because one thing I'll never do is force her to do something.
Never ever.
If she didn't want to do it.
Never ever.
You know, if I'm seeing that she's not getting enjoyment out of it, I'm not going to make her do it.
No way.
And as soon as I said that, she went, "Oh no, I love run club." So it's nice to kind of...
Absolutely. And also, like, at the ages, my kids, your kids, even still your kids, I know are a bit older, but they just want to do what you're doing and be around you anyway. So why not do stuff like that, or show them, or do stuff like that? I'm thankful I'm doing it now before they get old enough, and all they'll remember is Daddy getting fit, Daddy being fit. That's what I want them to remember, and just enjoying it and having fun with me, like they do you in football and that. It's just the best thing in the world. It is. Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, excuse me.
You alright, bro?
Sorry, I had a burp then,
That's that beer, mate.
So, obviously, there's a few things just literally from that which we can piece off to, but the first one, obviously, in terms of running, let's go down a couple of avenues then. So you can start whichever one. You can start with being a running coach, and how that is, how long you've done it, and how you find working with maybe say different clients, and how you adapt your kind of coaching to them. The run you did yesterday, I saw at Newport. Was it Newport? You did a 5k. You did like 19 odd minutes or something. And all your other runs, you know, what's your favourite type of run? Do you have a favourite type of distance and stuff and that? And then there's also the other side of, I know you mentioned that you've obviously lost your dad when you was young, and your missus has lost obviously her mum. Obviously I've lost my mum as well about 5 years ago. So like we can go down and talk about how that was for yourself and your wife and that. So there's 3 avenues. You can go whichever avenue you want to go. First.
Oh God. What should we go with?
The choice is yours.
Should we go with the coaching first then?
Go on then.
Like so. And what do you want to? What would you like to hear in terms of like? Do you want me to talk about what got me into it, or like what?
The start of it, how it's grown, how many clients you have, how you adapt for each client. The successes, the not successes you might have had, maybe potentially, because it could, you know, not everything success. Maybe I don't know. It might be for you, but you can go from there, from beginning to
So beginning. I've not been a personal trainer all my career. I kind of started about just over 10 years ago, and I started it based off of boxing, really. So doing like one-to-one boxing stuff, like pad work and kind of fitness like that. And it was more just on the side of a full-time job, and then I went away and studied. I've always done sports. I've always been involved all my life in, so I know what I'm doing and kind of what I'm talking about, but then it was more having the confidence to turn it into a full-time thing. And like I said earlier, getting that kind of satisfaction out of seeing people achieve things and do well only spurred me on it, wanting to do that as a living. And also and this might sound a little bit kind of being a bit cocksure of myself, but I felt like I was good at it because I was getting a lot of praise about my coaching style and and the benefits that people were getting out of the way that I was coaching, and I thought, okay, I'm really enjoying this, and other people are really enjoying this, and people are telling me to make a go of it full time. Why aren't I? And then one day a friend of mine said, he was self-employed, and I said, you know, like, I just worry because I've got bills to pay and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm worried about coming away from a full-time job and
it's the unknown.
Jumping into the unknown.
Yeah.
And he just said to me, and it's always stuck with me, and I always kind of say it back to other people now, is the only regret that you'll have is not doing it sooner. And
So true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So true.
And from then I just jumped into it kind of head first, and it took off like that.
Yeah.
And I think I was working from like kind of having no regular clients to probably doing about 60 to 70 hours a week on
You were
it.
flat out, weren't you?
I was flat out.
Yeah.
But to the point where it kind of like was too much. And it was too much. And I was
Yeah.
earning fantastic money and
Yeah.
all of that, but money ain't the be all and
No,
end all,
no,
is it?
100% not, no.
And I was kind of like getting myself kind of stuck into a job that I loved, and it's starting to be not something that, not that it was something that I didn't love, but I was not being able to give it 110% to 70 hours.
Yeah.
40
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
70. It's hard, it's draining.
Yeah.
When you work with people, and a lot of the time you're working as a therapist as much as a coach, so like all of that kind of mental like draining stuff that you're taking on board, it can really have an effect. So
And it's not just the hours you're actually working with them, is it? You speak to clients
it's
before and after.
Before, after, you're constantly on the phone, messages, and yeah, there's all sorts going on with it. So it was kind of like, that's how I fell into it, and then it kind of got to a point where I was like, do I want to do this forever, working 70 hours a week?
Yeah.
This is so unsociable.
Yeah.
And my training kind of went to the side a little bit because of it, because I wasn't
Yeah.
having the time. Me and Sam at this point weren't having kids, like we weren't able to conceive, we didn't know why, and to be honest, there was a moment in our life where we wasn't going to have kids anyway, so it wasn't really like, but then you start questioning things like, actually, what do we want out of life? And we find out that we couldn't conceive naturally. We got offered IVF, and we both agreed with each other that we're going to try IVF once. If it works, amazing. If it doesn't, we're going to completely park the whole having a kid thing and never revisit it. That's us done. We'll just live our lives. Luckily, she conceived. And off the back of that, I just said that if we're having a baby, our lifestyles need to change. Sam works 60 odd hours a week. I work 60 to 70 hours a week. We're both self-employed. Yeah, we, like I said, great income and all of that kind of stuff and lovely holidays. But if we're having a child, we need to be present.
Yeah.
I remember like growing up, and my dad, to no fault of his own, would work away all week. And sometimes you wouldn't see him until a weekend, 2 days, and then he'd be off again for 2 weeks. And I didn't want my kid to grow up with me always working. So the hours have been halved, and I feel like because of that now I'm excelling as a coach even more. I'm being able to focus on each individual PT that I have correctly. I'm being able to give them all of me in every session. And I get great satisfaction out of that. And you still get those sessions that are like therapy sessions. And I also really, I know it's a weird way of saying it, but I like that people feel like they can be comfortable with me with that sort of thing as well. And then the running coaching, like the online kind of stuff, off the side of that is a massive benefit to me, because not only have I got those hours as a PT face to face, I've now got stuff I can do on a laptop at home in a day, an hour here, an hour tomorrow, where I'm still now earning that money, and but having the time in the house or having the time around family.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like, it's great. I love it. I would not want to change my trade for the world. And I've played with the idea a few times, thinking, do I need to change? Do I need to change when she goes to school? And do I need to, but I just think I would be putting myself and my family through a very unpleasant few years by doing that. Because if I'm doing something that I don't love, I think it can really bring you down.
100%. We've said that you have to do something you love and enjoy, really. I mean, a lot of people don't. A lot of people do jobs where they're not happy, and it's on them to, I enjoy my job, you enjoy your job, like I do generally, and I think if I was doing a job I wasn't happy with, like,
sometimes you wouldn't help but bring it home and have a knock-on effect on your family, wouldn't it? That would happen.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I know it could happen.
It is important that you do, and obviously, what work is work. You won't. There has to be an element of, oh, got to go and do this work, like that 10%, 15%, 20% of the time, whatever that is. But you have to have a high percentage of enjoyment out of it, and if you don't, please change it. For the benefit of you and your family. But I also understand how some people feel like they can't because they have to support their family, and at that time they can't afford to take a jump into something that they love.
And people don't maybe like to take the risks. There's a risk of like you said, going from a safe, secure job in a corporate company and stuff like that to going, I could be self-employed, got to do my taxes, and I got to start a business from there. And you could be thousands of pounds in debt to start off with, like to try and create business, but then you get the benefits and the money. But like some people don't want to make that jump or take that.
Well, that is literally my story. It's been 13 years now I've had my business. Only just last year I've got out of over £60,000 worth of tax debt and debt for years and years and years. It was like a sinking ship, and I just keep my head above the water for years and years and years, and just this year I've gotten over it.
Well, fair play to you, mate.
On the other side of it now, and it is a risk, but like you said, even though I've gone through it and it has been bad, almost at the point where I've had to go under with the business, but it is worth it, because regardless of all that, I've been able to do school runs, I've been able to do pick-me-ups, I've been able to get home at 12, see my kids. I spend so much time with my kids and mids that all that debt and that is worth it. It is. As simple as that for me.
I agree, and I think like I say this to people quite often, is like I feel so lucky that I get to be such a hands-on dad, because there's not many dads out there that get to be, and I do think we live in a different era nowadays where dads want to be that heavily. You know, back in the old school days, it was dad goes to work, mum stays at home. Dad puts food on the table, and it's a lot more equal nowadays. And I think that benefits. So it should be. I think it's like I just feel very grateful that I've been able to be such a big part of my daughter's upbringing. Like you said, school runs, like school pickups, go to dance class, take her swimming lessons. Like I rarely remember my dad being a part of any of that. And again, not because he was a bad bloke, but just that was life back then. And that's cool.
No, it
no
is.
risk, no reward.
Absolutely. And like you said earlier, it's like if you don't jump, if you don't take that risk of jumping, you'll never know. And also, it's like eventually as well, like the wings or the parachute come out at some point. If you go for it, you jump and believe it. That's what happened with me. That's what happened with you.
I kind of think as well. What is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is it doesn't take off, and you have to go and get another job. And nowadays, it's fairly easy to get another job. You know, and even if that means you just got to be comfortable within yourself to say, if I got to go and work in B&Q for a month before I get the job that I kind of should have, then so be it. But I'm going to take this risk now, and that's kind of like what I remind myself of as much as I can. Is the worst thing that's going to happen is I stop earning money doing this, and I have to go and work for the man again.
But the best thing that can happen, it could be a whole new world.
100%.
So many avenues.
The pros by far outweigh
the cons. Absolutely, mate.
So obviously, reducing your hours, like you said, is a bit of benefit, and the enjoyment you get out of it. So, in terms of clientele, is there do you have a range? So you've got some could be in their 70s or 60s or 50s, to youngsters in their 20s or something. And how do you kind of find tailoring? Because everyone's going to be different. How do you find tailoring your coaching style to them, or do you apply your coaching style the same to all of them?
So you have to a degree, be adaptive with each individual person, because it depends on their personality, what they want, etc., etc. But genuinely, I'm the same person with everyone. That's what I feel like. That's why people like me and can trust me, because there's no reading in between the lines, black and white. This is me. But obviously, if I've got a 16-year-old coming in, I can be my 16-year-old self. Or if I've got a 60-year-old woman coming in, I can also be a mature version of myself. You have to adapt, and you have to be to the client's needs. And I'm pretty good at reading situations and people and vibes and getting their background early doors, so that I know if I've got a 17-year-old who loves boxing and wants to chat about fights and loves chucking a swear word in and a bit of rap music on, I'm down with it, and I'm a 17-year-old and then I know that if Barry comes through the door with a broken leg and he's 50 years old now and he can't do as much, I also know how to be around that person. And it's almost like you've got to have a split personality, but without being fake.
Yeah.
And I think that's key. There's a lot of fake people out there. A lot of fake people in my industry. And I'm not saying that to like kind of put people off of having a personal trainer, but I feel like you'll connect with someone, and if it's right for you, it's right for you. But one thing you've got to be is just a human being. And there's people that I know that if you kind of stopped using them as a whatever, they would then treat you a specific way, or you're not good enough, or I won't talk to you anymore. Whereas I've always been that person that's like, I just appreciate that you've trained with me, even if that's one session. You've put X amount of money in my bank and put your trust in me for that one session. You're now, every time I see you, you're going to get a hello and a smile. Whereas other people that kind of see it too much as a job and not as like having that human nature within the industry, because I think that's what you need. You might have a goal that is specific to you, and who am I to judge you on that goal, or who? You have got to adapt a bit, but you have to also be yourself within the industry, and it is hard sometimes to flicker from the element of having the 17-year-old person or the 30-year-old person or the 50, you're jumping from each session to session, and you might have to just tweak things slightly, and it can be mentally draining, exhausting at times. But like I said before, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, it is something that I feel like I can say this confidently that I am good at. And I just love it. I get to interact with these people all week. Like, how lucky am I? I could be sat in an office just like working off a computer, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I know that I wouldn't get any satisfaction out of that. I need people in my life. I need interaction. I'm no good at if I go and sit at home for like an hour or two. My mind's going crazy, and I need that, and I love that. So I'm very lucky. Very lucky.
I can personally attest, because I've done a few sessions with you as well, and I've done a few sessions with other personal trainers, and I think the difference is that what you just said is like, I come in, we put Eminem and Linkin Park on, we got the boxing going, didn't we? And it was like we were back at school, but you were training me. But like with other people, we're like, they said they had the best intentions, but you could just tell they weren't really interested. They're waiting for the next client. And it was just, alright, you're gone, mate, but you would message me after, or you would say something.
You got to go the extra mark. If I say it from, and I don't want this to make it sound like it is all a business point of view, but to what interest is it of mine to just have you leave and not contact you, or not be like how you feel, or like when people first come for a session with me, I like to kind of get it out in the open straight away that these four walls are your safe space now. You're with me. However you want to behave in this room, it to a degree. Obviously, we don't tolerate racism, sexism, all of that kind of stuff. But if you want to swear, if you want to put Eminem on, if you want to put classic FM on, whatever it is, this is your hour. Like, relax and then follow up. And that kind of personal touch is what will keep people, or will help that person recommend you to someone else.
Absolutely.
Whereas if you're not that way inclined, and it is just a paycheck and it is just a in and out job, then generally in the long run you're not going to be as, well, you might be, but you might not be as recommended.
No way.
Some people.
No way.
So that's coaching.
The life of coaching.
The life of coaching.
What I will say before you carry on is talk a little bit about you and boxing.
Right.
Because I didn't know, because I went to school with you.
Yeah.
Were you training when you were at school?
So I first started going in the boxing gym from, I want to say like 11 years old. Something like that. And it was around, so basically where I lived, there was a gym behind my house. It was called Kingswood Foundation by our school.
Yeah.
That's where I first started going boxing with like the likes of Sean Loveridge. People like that. And then my mum, etc., didn't really kind of want me doing that kind of thing without saying it out loud. I could tell it was like, so I kind of like just took myself off and just done it on my own. I've gone to my friend's house and just done it.
Yeah.
When I was that age, I was going through things within my family that I needed an outlet, and that's kind of what got me into boxing.
Yeah.
So I'd done boxing, but on top of boxing, I was also playing football. I was playing a bit of rugby from time to time, and then when I was 16, I was playing like more kind of Southern League standard of football, and around that element where it was like a one or the other. So my focus came away from boxing quite a lot at that stage.
Yeah.
And then I had a shoulder injury and a shoulder operation, and I put on a load of weight because of it, because I couldn't train. Not because of that, but I just kind of fell out of the hole. Yeah. Fed up with football, can't play, this is that. And I put on a bit of weight, and a friend of mine, Tim Cutler, invited me, who's was a professional boxer, now retired from boxing. Invited me to start training with him, to start losing the weight again, get back into boxing and all that sort of stuff. So I took him up on the offer, and we'd spar and we'd like do this. I found love back for it again, and then I went off and had a couple of fights off the back of it and done really well with it. And then by that stage in my life, it was at a point where it's road A or road B. Do we take this to the next level now, or try to? Not that I would have ever been a champion of any kind.
Could have gone pro though.
Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? We can't say we can't say no. Yeah. But I was loving where it was going. Or I'm at the age now where I've still got my marbles. I love the game, but do I was around professional boxers on near enough a daily basis. I was taking Tim sparring over to Wales, and I was doing all these things, and I was seeing the good side of boxing, but I was also seeing the bad side.
Absolutely.
And the bad side is it's a very serious sport with a lot of side effects and injuries and a lot of pain you got to put your body through, and a lot of hours you got to put into it to be successful at it, with very little reward. Yeah. Boxers do not get the credit and do not get the rewards that they deserve for putting their lives on the line every week. So I chose not to. I chose to not kind of follow on with the fighting or anything like that, but Tim gave me an opportunity to become his coach. So I went and done my professional licenses in professional boxing coaching. Yeah. Wow. So at that point then I was Tim's coach, and I had a couple of other professional boxers working under me. So I was in the pro game, not as a fighter, but in the corner. I was a cornerman and I was a coach. So I was getting to go to all these big shows and meet people, and working with Tim for years.
Tim was a really good boxer.
He was outstanding, and it's a shame really that he's had to leave the sport with no reward for it as well, because he finished his 15-0, I think it was. So he undefeated.
What weight was he?
He was a lightweight.
Okay.
Potentially could have gone to super feather, or super lightweight. He could have done it like either three of the classes.
Were you welterweight?
I would have been. Yeah. There's no way I could get down to that. Realistically, from my height, I should have been around a featherweight.
You would have been a big featherweight.
Broad. Yeah. But height-wise, that's where I should be. But I've not. My body genetics just. I could not walk around at 8.5, 9 stone.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Just couldn't. So I would have been a very little guy against a very big guy. Yeah. In that kind of weight class, but
I didn't know Tim was undefeated then.
Undefeated. Yeah. Injury. He just never got given the opportunity, wrongly by his management, to fight for a title, and we got offered a couple, and we accepted. Yeah. Management turned it down. For reasons of money, out of their interest more than Tim's. And Tim probably won't mind me saying it. I don't care about saying it.
Go on.
I will say that he got treated very misfairly in boxing by the people that he thought he could trust all his life. And then COVID happened. He had a baby, and I think his whole concept of
that was it then.
It changed.
Yeah.
He wasn't getting anything out of boxing. He wasn't getting the opportunities. He wasn't getting. If he was going to do it, he needed to make sure he can pay the bills and secure his families. What other reason would you do that sort of sport for? Even though it's great to say I'm a pro boxer and I got this one belt that gave me $4,000.
Yeah.
Really, everyone's in that sport to try and secure their family's life because you're putting your life on the line.
Yeah.
So that's how I fell into them because of Tim,
the
coaching side, and off the back of Tim doing well, got me interest from other pro boxers that I had the opportunity to work with and other pro coaches around the country, and travelled to Europe, into Spain a little bit, went to London, went all these lovely places, watching some big names that you see on telly spar and that, and I just had the best.
Can you name
some
any
amazing
other pro boxers?
Mick Conlon,
Really?
Kiko Martinez. Yeah, so
Really?
I actually watched Kiko Martinez and Mick Conlon spar in
Wow.
a session 2 weeks before they were both fighting, and it's probably one of the I'd have paid hundreds of pounds to watch that in an arena.
Was it amazing?
Amazing. So yeah, I've been around Gavin Wyn a lot. Tim would spar Gavin Wyn a lot. Gavin Wyn's just won another belt. Like
That's right,
he's
he
an
won.
absolute fair play to the bloke because he gets written off all the time, and he's the Welsh Mexican as he likes to call himself. Like so, yeah. There's all these names that I've been around the McGuigans a little bit.
Have you?
But not in terms of like they're not someone that I could pick up the phone to.
Yeah.
But we've been within each other's presence a number of times.
Wow.
And they probably won't recognise me if they saw me again. But it's nice that I've been in the presence of those people.
Yeah.
Barry McGuigan, such a lovely bloke. Ricky Hatton.
Wow.
Like all of these, that I never would have thought that I would be within the same room as, and I was lucky enough to be there. And a lot of that is down to Tim.
Yeah.
But also a lot of that I have to say is because I got myself into those situations as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and that was like the start of it. That was like kind of the foot in the door where I could leave the boxing to one side but still do it for fitness reasons, but also carry it on into my job.
Yeah.
And that got me a lot of clients because it was a niche thing to do.
Yeah.
Like they're boxing is different, it's not running, and
it is exciting throwing punches.
Yeah,
it is.
Something about it.
Yeah, it
kind
really
of
is.
good little de-stress as well, and
I just do 100 odd jabs because by arm I got arrested on the table.
Can't wait for when Clark puts the video out later on the socials.
Yeah. Can I just say
Be
before we carry on, do you think Tim would have got to world level?
I don't. Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't. Because of the stage that Tim was in his career, I can't say that he would have been a world champion. I think he could have. He was definitely capable of fighting for a British title.
Yeah.
And winning it, in my opinion, because I worked with him every day.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, you would only be able to tell from the point when he was winning a British title.
Yeah.
Because there's stages in boxing like there is in football. And unless you're like a naturally gifted, talented person, that from the age of 11 you go, that kid's going to make it. Or Anthony Joshua knocking people out in amateurs.
Yeah.
You know he's going to go on the big stage and do it.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're down in those weights and you're just in a little gym in Bristol, and you've got to graft at it as much as natural talent, it's hard to really tell that. And in my opinion, he worked himself to a level where he should have been fighting for a British title.
Yeah, fair play.
He didn't. He got presented with an opportunity which his management turned down.
Yeah.
Against Lewis Ritson.
Oh really?
Against Lewis Ritson up in Newcastle, so it would have been like a massive ask on like 4 weeks' notice.
Yeah.
So the odds were stacked against us, but those are the opportunities that you need to take to get yourself on the big stage. And who knows, you go there and cause an upset.
And then look what happens.
Or even if you don't cause an upset, but you just make a really good account of yourself.
That's
when you then get the next opportunity.
Absolutely.
And so on and so on. So yeah, I definitely feel like he was British level.
Yeah.
Possibly, maybe even then getting an opportunity for a European after that. Anything beyond that, I think you can't really predict until you're at those levels
belts.
Because there's a big difference between small hall boxing and then big stage British titles and Europeans.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
What do you think about Rico Verhoeven and Usyk? Good to have someone like you there. Don't stick up for boxing, be honest.
I sort of think Usyk was a bit of a lucky man.
Yeah.
I think it is a cruel stoppage.
Yeah.
But I do also think that maybe he might have still got stopped in the next round. He looked like he was starting to wobble, and I don't know. The problem is with these big names, they get protected a lot more in terms of, not that there's any cheating, well, not that we're aware of anyway, but if you're Usyk and you're putting someone on the ropes, the ref's going to be looking to stop that, and because they think he's going to knock him out. Whereas if it was roles reversed, they're going to say, "I'm not going to stop it early because Usyk's
every chance
undisputed world champion. I'd be stupid to jump, and I'm going to give him every chance."
Exactly.
Everyone needs to be treated the same.
Absolutely.
And I think that ref, if he put his hand on his heart and said if the roles were reversed, I don't think he would have jumped in as early as he did.
So, what? You have to remind, when was the fight?
It was on the weekend, but basically what happened also is that it was stopped after the bell.
After the bell. Okay. Which I've never seen before, by the way.
And you'll know as well, he was hurt and that, but he was moving.
Yes.
And he was still...
He was responsive.
Yeah, and like you said, he probably would have got knocked out, but like he said in the interview after, I might not have. And we'll never know.
Yeah.
And you've got to give those people, benefit of the doubt. But one thing I will say is sticking up for referees. They've got the worst job in the world.
Absolutely.
Because they're protecting your life.
Yeah.
And if he wouldn't have stopped the fight, and then the next punch that landed knocked him out clean, unconscious, ended up in hospital, that ref would get ridiculed.
Yeah, because people were like, why didn't you stop it?
You had a chance to stop it, he was on the ropes, he was wobbling.
Yeah.
So it's there's a real fine line, and I think if you're a supporter of the person or a coach of the person, you're always going to argue your reasons if that was an early stoppage. And I think we all know deep down, and it shouldn't have happened after the bell anyway, by the way. I think the ref said that he didn't hear the bell or something, which I think is a bit nonsense. Really. I think of course he's heard the bell.
Yeah. But also, what I don't know if you know, Sean, Rico Verhoven is a kickboxer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
He's only boxed 3 rounds before, so he's the best ever kickboxer. I think probably better than Ernesto Hoost.
So was it an exhibition match?
No,
was he
for the world title.
So he classed as pro boxing now, is he then?
Yeah, so it was the best ever heavyweight kickboxer against Usyk. All-time great, and he's amazing. So, and everyone was like, oh, he shouldn't be given a chance for a title, blah, blah, blah. So he should have never even got to the 11th round.
No.
But he was, for a big man, he made himself so small, didn't he?
He reminded me of watching, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
I'm just so highlighted.
Yeah.
He was rolling in with punches that, like, for a big man as well. But he was getting himself down nice and low, and he would kind of like, he would roll and slap one up, like, just an overhand right or overhand left. And what I thought was, which I haven't seen any other boxers do with Usyk, was he made Usyk think about his movement a lot. Because what Rico was very clever at doing was he would step into his right to make Usyk come round away from the punch or the footwork. But as he's stepping in, he was swerving a shot round and just catching it. It was making Usyk think, well, do I go back? Do I go forwards? Do I go,
And he kept switching the stances
which is, and there's nothing worse than when someone's in front of you and they're doing things unorthodox. If someone's in front of you and they're like, left, I'm going to throw a jab with my right hand, I'm going to throw a jab, and then I'm going to roll it, and you're just thinking, well, what the fuck am I doing with
What's
this
guy doing?
Get me out of there.
And
hard night's work.
And also, for such a big guy, no one's ever outworked Usyk, and he was working, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like for me, as a kickboxer, I'd done it for years. I was like, "Come on, Rico!" I loved it. I love Usyk as well. I do.
Yeah.
But he's such a great guy. Well, they're both great guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it was a brilliant fight.
Oh, great fight! I'd like to see it again.
Yeah, me too.
But I do think that
cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. I think Usyk will
deal with it
within probably half the fight next time round. Usyk's very good at kind of, I'll fight you once, it might not be as clean, I'll fight you again and I'll make it look easy.
Yeah.
He's done that pretty much all of his opponents that he's boxed more than once.
Fury,
Even Derek Chisora, all of them, he's kind of made light work of it the second and third time round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, big up to the kickboxers because he's a legend, mate.
So before we're about halfway through, wish, depending how much more we chat. Might be
a quarter, mate.
A quarter, might be a 4 hour long episode. On the boxing then, so is Fury and Joshua agreed?
Yeah.
It is. So we just asked him about that. I'd like to ask your thoughts on that as a match being made and what you think, or who you think.
I think it's a few years too late.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I think everyone would agree on
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, my boxing knowledge is limited, but I do watch the big matches.
But something like that,
you should have been.
It's a bit like when Pacquiao Mayweather.
Absolutely.
That fight should have happened 3-4 years earlier.
Or even like not longer after they both fought Hatton.
Yes, straight away that should have been the next
Absolutely.
matchup.
That would have been.
It was never then the fight that should have been.
Yeah.
It was still a good fight.
Yeah.
But Mayweather just done the Mayweather thing on the back foot, and Pacquiao.
He done a lot of mileage by then as well.
Done a lot of mileage, took a lot of punches, and
yeah,
it's a different story. And I think that's the same with Fury, Joshua. I think if you would have asked me 3 years ago, I think Fury wipes the floor with Joshua.
Don't you think it's a lot closer now?
No, I think it's a lot closer, and I don't think that's because. I don't think it's because Fury's got worse. I just think miles on the clock. Joshua.
There's wilder fights, isn't it?
I think Joshua's got something different built inside of him now, where he's had a few losses.
Yeah.
You know, he's had the unfortunate instance that he's had
with his
recently
mate
in the car. And that can be used as fuel to want to do. It's a massive fight still as well, so they're both going to train incredibly hard for it.
And he's been with Usyk a lot, hasn't he?
He's been with Usyk a lot. I think it's a much closer fight now than it was a few years ago.
I agree.
But I don't think it will be the fight that we would have liked to have seen. I think it will be a lot more. But I do think it will have. There will be 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
I think it will be a case of maybe the first one just being edged either way, and then there's a rematch.
Yeah.
And I think the rematch might then be the opposite way or a draw, and we could potentially see a third.
Yeah.
And if it goes that way, great. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
But one annoying thing about boxing is the promotion side of it and money side of it hinders the boxing a lot. We've all missed out on some massive fights over the years just because people can't agree in terms of money, contracts, and
if only Turkey was there earlier.
If only Turkey was there earlier, the bloke's obviously, doing the right thing in terms of just slapping money in front of people and saying the best will fight the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we want to see.
Like UFC was.
Yeah.
Not now.
So much anymore.
Not now, but it was.
It was that way, and I think that's where Turkey kind of got his
model.
Yeah, I reckon so, and I don't think he'd ever be ashamed of saying it, because I mean he works with Dana now anyway. They know what makes money, and what makes money is the best against the best.
Absolutely.
Who wants to see the journeyman fight the prospect every week?
Yeah.
No one. We want to see the prospect fight the prospect.
Absolutely.
Who's the better prospect?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's been a blessing having Turkey come into the boxing scene.
Yeah.
And I just hope that we do get to see that fight next year. I don't see it happening this year.
No.
Obviously, they're both fighting. Is it next month, Joshua, or the week?
You're asking the wrong person, mate.
Yeah,
to be honest, I'm nowhere near like.
Oh, who was Joshua supposed to be fighting? That's gonna frustrate me.
Yeah, I know that they've both got a warm-up fight lined up.
Yeah. They do.
But I believe by this time next year they'll be fighting each other. Yeah. I think. I just hope that no other hiccups happen along the way. Because then it really is too late.
And it's dead in the water, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dead in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could talk about
still want to see it though.
I mean, everyone.
And I think everyone will.
Everyone
will pay the pay-per-view, whatever you want.
The bars everywhere will be full.
Oh yeah, full. It's got to happen in the UK as well.
Yeah.
Like,
it can't be Saudi.
It has to happen in Wembley.
And it's got to be 80,001.
Yes.
Just to shove in Carl Froch's face. Do you watch his YouTube? His YouTube. He's proper on it now. Every time, because he's tongue in cheek, he's like, former Hall of Fame middleweight, fought in front of 80,000 people. Knocked George Groves out. That was an early stoppage too. The first one was.
The first one was. The second
one was
nothing,
clinical.
That was just an early night for Grooves. That was a
what a shot that was.
God.
I still remember him now. He was like that. He was bam with the right hand.
He was asleep, wasn't he? Bless him. I love Grooves. He's one of my favourite.
I love Grooves.
Yeah, first fight I agree, early stoppage. Second fight, there was no questions asked about that. He walked right onto one, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he was probably winning the second fight as
he
well.
He was winning the fight.
He wasn't losing it, he just got caught with a beauty of a shot.
Well,
probably a shot that Frotch would never land again in his lifetime, but
he wished he landed that on Andre Ward.
Yes. Rather than the low blow and biting of the shoulder.
Favourite boxer of all time?
Or
like a top 3?
I'm a massive fan of Lee Selby.
Oh,
so not necessarily because he's local.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of watching him train a lot because he was from the same management team as Tim. But just his boxing IQ and ability, I've never seen that like in person. Just insane. Just what a boxer. And to be fair, his brother as well, Andrew Selby, should have and could have been, in a much higher position than Lee ever was.
Really?
Yeah, very, very talented.
Really? Wow.
So I would say Lee Selby's up there, 100%. I'm a massive fan of Sergio Martinez.
Yeah.
The classic Argentinian, just brawler, boxer. Yeah. Again, not someone that everyone would know, but and then I don't know, number 3. There's so many that you could name, but if I'm going to go modern day, that we've witnessed in the last kind of 5 to 10 years, I don't think anyone cannot agree that Terence Crawford is just the absolute pound for pound king.
Absolutely.
Boxing ability, he can fight, he can bang, he'll stand in the middle of you or he'll dance around you. He's got the charisma, he's undefeated.
What he did to Spence and Canelo.
Yeah,
Because him and Spence,
what he done to Spence
was levelled as 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
And he dog walked him.
Yeah.
Dog walked him.
Yeah. I would say.
Good shout.
I could probably now go on and name. I think are great for different reasons, but they're probably the 3 first names that would come into my head.
Yeah, brilliant.
And we can go right back to like Roberto Duran. Probably that's the one who I'd maybe put on the pedestal as the like all-time iconic kind of.
Maybe pound for pound, he's number 1. For his size,
the thing is, it's hard. Same in football terms, right?
Oh yeah.
How can you compare Pele to Cristiano Ronaldo when they were in different eras?
Different types of football.
2 different types of football, different styles, and it's the same with boxing.
Like
how can you say, how can you say Roberto Duran would have beat Terence Crawford or you just will never know that. You have to give them their own right of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we all know Ronaldo's the best.
Ronaldo!
Okay, so it comes to that point where we have to review the beer of the week, or in your terms, the appetizer of the week. So, as soon as you're our guest, you have to give us a rating on the appetizer. Out of 10. I'm going to just move the light a minute a bit more.
Best you've ever had? Probably not.
I would say I'm going to give it. I'll give it an 8.
Nice. That's better.
Out of a can.
Yeah.
Into a glass. Glass is
a great
amazing
glass.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you want to hold it a bit more to the camera?
He has done already, but yeah.
Can you see that on there? I don't know if you can see that on there. Look.
Can you see it there?
Oh, there we go.
The Lee Lintern.
That's it.
Go on.
Let's go 8. I think if you want to get a solid 10 out of an appetizer, it needs to come out of a glass bottle into a small tumbler with 2 cubes of ice. Then we're talking 10.
Fair play. Remember that for next time. I will.
We failed. Okay, so on to the beer then. The Mongoza. Belgium. Gluten free. I should have bottled a bit more.
It's a nice looking bottle, to be fair.
in one go.
Yeah, like you said, gluten free. Very nice. Did I go first last week? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first if you want. I'm gonna go. Got the last bit.
Darn it.
Like to drink with Sean. I'm gonna go an 8 point.
Oh,
we've got a point in there.
Yeah, we do a lot of decimals. 3.
Oh.
I don't know. We always save a little bit for the thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because they've took the gluten out of it, which is still a great tasting beer without the gluten, and 8.3 is still high.
Yeah,
but it's not quite up the top echelons of.
No, I'll go 8.1. Like you said, it was nice.
Oh.
Nice, but yeah, it could have been a lot better. But maybe the gluten's a massive factor in the beer. But it's still lovely. I would have that on a session, of course.
And if you are gluten free, you could drink it. So.
Yeah, and you'll fucking love it.
yeah.
Decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we hit one of the 3 topics I mentioned. So we've got 2 more now.
Go for it.
So we can go down your running route in terms of your running, your PBs, your favourite runs. I know we had a little interview the other week on the shakeout thing, but we can go down that route again and talk about that. And then we could delve deeper into maybe some mental health side of things, the things we've gone through and you've gone through obviously and stuff, and how that's affected your life and everything and that. So where do you want to start with running?
Should we start with the running? So running, do you want to know what type of running that I prefer? Like,
yeah, so do you like, it's 5k, 10k, half marathon, marathons or ultra marathons or whatever you've done? What's your favourite? What's your least favourite? How you kind of prepare for it? What's your favourite race you've ever done and all that kind of stuff?
I think that I like every single type of run that you can do for different reasons. Take me out on a trail run where I'm walking and running and I'm taking in the scenery and having time to think, and I'm all over that. That's like, this is great. Yeah. But then sometimes because of the competitive side of me, because of football and things like that, I don't mind smashing in a 5k as fast as I can. Yeah. And so I like all the different types of races for different reasons. I love a half marathon. I think that's the perfect in between in terms of like distance and trying to hit a bit of speed. Yeah. Recently done Milan Marathon, which was unreal.
Milan, baby.
Milan, baby. I miss saying that.
Oh, you can still say
you still should, mate.
I know, but yeah.
But
that was just probably the most proudest sporting achievement that I've ever felt. I went across the line and was just very proud of myself and had a sense of emotion come over me that I've never had before. Even from like promotions in football and winning boxing fights or what have you. That was just another level. I just never thought I would have ever done that. Yeah. So to be able to and prove again once to myself that I am stronger than I think was like
absolutely.
Yeah. So I love the marathon and I will definitely do another, which I've already signed up for one. Yeah. Next year.
At Manchester.
Manchester, yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's a big group of us doing Manchester as well, so that'd be really cool. Yeah. I don't see it being like something that I do on a regular, maybe once a year. Yeah. Maybe once every 18 months. The other smaller events like the halves I love to do the trail running. The problem is with like anywhere from a 5k up to a marathon, it's very different training blocks that you put in. Yeah. So where I've just come off the back of a marathon training block and put all my attention onto that, the effects of that have been my speed work. Yeah. So my shorter runs, being at PB shape, is not there at the moment for me. Some people different. So people that are more like elite level in running would be able to hit marathon times that they want and probably a couple of weeks later be able to maybe get nearer their PB times, whereas I'm not at that level. Find it a bit harder to adapt from what I've just done, and obviously the effects it's had on my body as well from running a marathon to then I not very sensibly signed up to a 5k race, got at for the week after my marathon. Oh, wow. And I was going for a PB because it was in with the elites, and I watched my friend Brad Cox, who also is a fantastic running coach, He's my running coach, and us coaches need a coach. Do you know what I mean? Because it holds you accountable to your own training.
He must be elite then.
He's very good. He's a very fast, very good, strong runner, positive guy. And I watched him last year in an elite 5k race, and I said, oh my god, I felt like I wanted to do something like that. So I had the opportunity to do it this year.
Okay.
And it was the week after the marathon, and I kind of said, do I, don't I? And I thought, if I don't, I might miss the boat here. So I signed up to it, put myself in the mix with them, and it was an amazing experience in terms of I knew I was in there with like fast runners. 2k in, I was just shot to pieces. My legs couldn't go. It felt like each tendon and muscle was just like, and I just had to make a decision within the run that it's either carry this on and potentially not run for 3, 4, 5 weeks, who knows, or call it a day, step off the run, give yourself a week of recovery, and be able to run. On the way up to there, me and my wife had this conversation, and I kind of said like, oh, not really sure where I'm at. I'm not sure if my body's going to be able to do this. And she reminded me of how important running is to me, and to just make sure that whatever decision I make, that I'm comfortable with it. And that kind of just solidified to me to, within that run, I just went sensibly, okay, cool, it's not happening, and I'm not getting injured over it.
Absolutely.
And it's the first time I've ever had to kind of step off of a race or so it's quite hard to take, even though I put a smile on my face and was braved in front of everyone, and kind of took the mick out of myself and let other people take the mick out of me, because we just got a little bit of banter with a few of the lads, and it still hurt that I had to step off.
Of course.
But I made the right decision.
Absolutely.
So now, even again, a few weeks later, I'm still trying to get myself back to that level, and it's so hard. Yeah. The blocks are so different, and I've got so many different little goals that I want to kind of set out to achieve this year. Yeah. That I just kind of said to myself the other day, I just need to relax a little bit now. Yeah. So I went to Newport, as you mentioned earlier, yesterday, and I kind of went there with the intention of, I'm just going to send it to what is my PB pace and see how long I can hold it. And once I can't hold it anymore, obviously just let the pace naturally slow, cross the line in whatever time I cross, then I know how much work I've got to do to get back to that level, whilst also concentrating for a few months' time to hit a marathon PB a half marathon PB that I want, and a 10k within that. Yeah. So that's what I went there for, and to be fair, it made the run a lot better because I just had no pressure on myself. I just went there and I ran hard, and I managed to get, I think it was like a 1941 5k, which
that's brilliant, mate.
Is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I don't like talking about times. Yeah. In fact, whenever people ask me, I genuinely try not to, because I don't like people to think that they can't run because someone else does it in that it's relevant to a person. Yeah, yeah. But for me, like, going back a year ago, or just over a year ago, I was nowhere near even hitting under 20. So now to hit it and go, I'm a bit off from my PB pace, gives me like a massive kind of, I came away from that run and was like, yes, I've done a 1941, and I know that like I've got to do a bit of work, but I know I'm on the right track. I can still hit times and speeds like that. But then also on the flip side, I know I can, like this morning I went out and I ran 10 miles, and it was absolutely fine. So I just love with running that you can flitter in between. But if you want to hit a specific goal within those distances, you kind of have to focus on one avenue or the other. So marathons now, let's go back to these shorter distances for a few months, and then probably from October, November, it'll be back onto that kind of marathon block. It's hard. It's hard to balance, and that's why you see some people within the running world will be, I'm a sprinter, I'm a long distance runner, I'm a 5,000 meter runner, and they focus on that one thing, or 400 meter runner.
Yeah.
If you want to do everything,
yeah.
you're not going to be the best at everything.
No.
You have to just find a balance with it all and be happy with it.
Find your
And that's where I am, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm just very happy and very fortunate that I can do the sort of running that I do in the times that I can get.
Yeah.
But I also have to work hard to do that. I kind of said to you, was it yesterday? Was chat on message? Because you messaged me and congratulated me on that time.
I didn't know no one who could do a 5k in under 20 minutes.
I do now.
Yeah, I do now. Yeah, sorry. No, but like for me, I know loads of people who run. Mate, it's amazing.
Yeah,
be proud of yourself.
And like I said to you, like I appreciated the message that I got from Clark, because it's very, and this is to no one's fault, but it's very rare that as a coach you would get any kind of praise from people, unless it was like another coach or someone like that, for instance. So Brad, my coach, will always be very like supportive and truthful within my running progress, and I have also got a couple of very close friends who run like myself, like that will also do the same, like that small group. Outside of that, you don't get it a lot because you're looked at as almost like a peer. Well, that's Lee, he's the coach. He should be able to do that, otherwise he shouldn't be a coach. Whereas, let's have it right, was Sir Alex Ferguson the best football manager ever? Best footballer? No, he wasn't. But probably one of the best managers. So there's nothing saying that you have to be an elite to be a coach or what have you.
Absolutely.
You just have to have the knowledge and the, knowing how to put things the right way around to get certain goals, etc. And that's, so when I do get a bit of acknowledgement from people outside of my industry, it really goes a long way, because it's nice to see that actually they know that I've had to work
hard to do it.
You don't just wake up in the morning and go out and smash in a 5k like that, or even a marathon, or this is where the kind of content's you've got to go careful with the content to not mislead people.
Absolutely.
To thinking it's, like we said earlier, to thinking it's easy all the time, because it's not. You have to be real, and that's why I kind of like doing the content as well, because people are noticing, well, he is having to put the graft in, like he's out there running every day, like he's not waking up and just running once a week, like it is something that you have to work for. But all types of running, I love them all. I would probably say my favourite is when I kick back and chill on a trail run, and then sink a nice coffee after and taking some nice views and do a bit of running and walking. So I'll probably be looking at doing like a bit of an ultra kind of thing next year, or like just testing the waters with that. Like what
Chris did?
I'll definitely do one that Chris did at some point. The backyard ultra really interests me. I think I could potentially be pretty good at that. And I also just think that it's a really good way of testing your mental strength.
100%.
Absolutely.
Like what Chris done was amazing, because he didn't train for that. He's running every day, which helps. But he didn't put in a block work for that. Whereas most people on that day that were there, other than Mossy, who went for one lap for his medal, everyone else would have probably trained for it to a degree. So for Chris to go there and do as many laps as he did and mentally push himself through that is phenomenal. And I'd like to have that test for myself. So I definitely think a backyard ultra. I definitely think like maybe 100 miler or something at some point. Again, to test that.
Absolutely.
Why not?
But then I still also like the park runs and the fun club runs and that. There's just I love it all. I love it all.
That guy who won that Ty won that one. As he was saying, like just constantly doing 35-40 minutes every hour.
Consistent.
But for what they said, people were saying for him it's a warm-up for a longer race that he's doing.
He's a good runner. Very good runner. And there's lots of them out there now like him. I've watched some crazy backyard ultras where I watched one last year called One More Time. And they went on for like 5 days, I think it was, or longer than that. They was on
no sleep.
No sleep. Other than the odd 5 minutes.
Like you could grab, I
think it went up to like 460 miles or something ridiculous like that. And it was in Texas. And it was a guy from Germany. I can't remember his name now.
Not Goggins then.
No. And it was a guy from like Colombia sort of way, South America.
Yeah.
South American guy. I can't remember that. I've got him on Insta, but and the only thing that ended it was that they had a storm come in that was so bad that the event holder said, we're just going to have to call this a draw because we have to get out of here before we all die, basically.
How good would you feel if you were lose to this? I didn't stop.
Yeah, exactly. But now this year they're expected to. But there's another guy. He is from New Zealand, I want to say, or Australian. One of the. I think he's Australian. Phil Gore, his name is.
I've seen him. I've seen him on the socials.
Yeah. So he's the current world record holder of distance in a backyard ultra. And he's only recently done that, but over the last year he's proved it on a number of different backyard ultras how good that man is, and he's exceeded the 500 mile mark within one ultra quite comfortably.
It was like 943 kilometers.
Something crazy like that. It was almost a week. But he only started his running journey like 10 years ago. He's currently like, I want to say like 40, maybe 44 or something. So he would have only started at like 34. He's just naturally been gifted with the endurance and the mental strength, and trains well and eats well, and he's got a great team around him now, and he's just a normal guy. If you follow him on Insta, he's just a normal guy. And so I think it's going to take a lot for people to get to that standard now, but it's great to watch. You've got to be a bit of a psychopath though.
I saw the Insta of him, and he was running, and someone was shouting, like, "Oh, you're David Goggins," and then the audience goes, "No, I'm Phil Gore," and then the music comes on, and then the last ultra he did was like 900 odd kilometers, and it's just like more than Goggins is a beast, but more than that, crazy. Yeah, brilliant. Fair play,
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Fair play to anyone that just gets off the sofa and does 100 metres, in my opinion. But I think people need praise for that as much as someone who's doing 900k, because, sometimes it's hard to motivate yourself to just go out and do a little something.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I can attest that it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think that's one thing that everyone's got to try not to do, is to compare yourself against someone like that, or someone. Always you versus you in everything, but admire what people have done.
Absolutely.
And use it as
fuel, like a motivation,
but not as a demotivation by thinking, well, why can he do it and I can't?
Yeah, I agree.
What's your thoughts on the run? Just the sub 2 hour marathon guy, Sarri?
I just can't believe
at that pace.
I cannot believe on that one run that we saw 3 people beat the world record.
I know,
and 2 of them aren't even getting mentioned.
No, I know. That is.
2 of them got a sub 2 hour, and only one of them's getting spoken about. And I think what we're seeing at the moment is, I don't understand how they're going to get faster times than that for that distance.
They can, surely.
That's not humanly possible. They're surprising us. The other day I took Mike Parry out on a speed run, and on one of the last kind of like, we was doing like a minute hard and a minute easy, and the minute hard's like meant to be kind of a 10 to 15 seconds faster than your 5k pace, and on the last one I said, let's have a little tester and see what you can do within this minute. Do you fancy having a go? Feel good? And he said, up for it. So we went off, and when I looked at my watch, we was holding a pace of like 2 minutes kind of 30. Yeah. Or 2:32 or something like that for all of 10 seconms. And then it starts going 2:40, 2:50, 3 minutes. By the end of the minute, you're over 3 minutes, because obviously those guys were holding that pace that we started at for a whole marathon.
Yeah, I know, it's insane. That's insane, isn't it?
How is that even possible?
Humanly
cannot fathom it. Yeah. And that, again, that's what people need to hear. Yeah. Is it like you said, you look at me like, oh my god,
absolutely,
you've done a sub 25k. I've never known anyone else to do that.
Yeah.
But that's also relevant for me, looking at someone who is doing something like that and thinking, how? Because I run hard and I can never get like
close to
it's
that.
all relevant, but it's
Yeah.
incredible. What I feel fortunate that we got to experience that
Absolutely.
within the London Marathon.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
time ever it was at the London Marathon,
Yeah.
the most iconic marathon ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you signed up for that?
Yeah.
Have you?
No.
Have you?
Not yet.
No.
I got a route I want
A
to try.
marathon?
You should
I
always.
got a
place-
route I want to take.
No. A marathon. I started with 10k first. I signed up for Bristol 10k.
for next year.
Yeah.
Well done,
Yeah.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Love
Well
that.
done, bro.
Me, Liz,
Yeah.
Mum and Dad are going to do it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. It's nice to have a goal.
Yeah.
Personally, I would say to everyone, put yourself down in the ballot for London, because if you get it, it's like winning the lottery.
Oh, right.
And even if like you walked it kind of thing, is it's just the most iconic. one
Maybe
to
when I
see,
start
but,
doing the run walking, I'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah, maybe it's a good idea to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's your route you want to take?
I'm gonna try and do a half marathon by next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point. Like I know I'm not at those levels. I was like
You're
6
quite
years.
fit,
What makes you
though.
think you're not at those levels though?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna do a couple of 10Ks later in this summer. I want to do. Obviously, doing a 15K tough mudder. That's slightly different because that's obstacle as well. I'm push up, and I'm thinking like maybe I can do a. I don't know. Maybe I think I can do a half marathon by at some point next year. Maybe if I
Definitely
keep going.
I
could.
think
Mate.
we'll definitely be able to do one by the end of this year.
Definitely.
And what I mean by that is like.
Need some good coaching.
What
This
I
is
mean
a
by
sales
that
pitch
is,
now, no?
like
Yeah.
because of the running that you're doing now and your background in football and having to run 3-4 times a week within those sports, you will be capable of doing a half marathon sooner than you think. It's more just adapting your mindset of how you run.
Yeah.
So for the longer distances, you run slower to build your endurance and your lung capacity, your VO2 max, etc., etc. The legs will take you. It will be tiring. It will be the more distance you add on, the more it'll take a toll on your body.
Yeah.
Your legs will roll. It doesn't matter how slow you do it. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Is when you're starting to add the distance on, you're bringing the levels down. Whereas a lot of people naturally think that every time I run, I have to run as fast as I did that 5K and it's impossible to run a half marathon the same speed as what you run a 5K.
Yeah.
So you probably surprise yourself. What's the furthest you ran to date?
I did a 10K, but that was like 2012. I did that.
Right. Okay. So in the most recent time, like this year, has it been the 5K?
Yeah, just doing the 5Ks and stuff. Not really. I haven't really done it. I haven't gone off to do any more at the moment. Not because I don't want to. Just like trying to.
I would probably say that like in this off season of football now, if you ran like one extra time a week, but that one extra time was a slower run, but adding on half a kilometre, you'd be up to a 10K within a month. Probably.
Yeah.
And then it's a very similar concept when then you're going up to a half marathon. And there's nothing saying that you want to go to a half marathon level, but I need to do it in a 150.
Yeah.
No, just do this like for the first one.
Then you can work
So
on time.
I think you could probably do it sooner than you think, but I also think that's a really good kind of like target to set yourself. By next year I want to do this.
Yeah.
There's no need to rush it. Also back yourself. I think you could do it, and I'm sure other people would agree with you. It is more of a mind. It's more of a switch in your head going. I'm gonna do that. It is gonna happen, and mate, like football and that, it's all a process. It's all training. What are you gonna do next year?
I don't know. I don't even know. This is where I'm such a newbie to
Bristol,
running.
Bristol. I think it's. I don't know if it's sold out.
Is it? Is that the same when you're doing a 10K?
Have a look. There's a load of us doing it. Yeah.
What, Bristol half next year?
And 10K. There's a load of people from Concrete and GY30. I think
If I can do the half, I'll try the half. If not, I'll do the 10K.
Yeah.
Definitely book it in.
Yeah, do it, 100%.
Yeah.
I find personally that when I know not everyone's the same, but if I book something, it kind of keeps me on track
Absolutely.
towards something.
Yeah.
Having
That's what
that goal
Liz
and
is
that
doing.
target is just that extra motivation to train a little bit. Whereas when I'm off plan or I don't have a race booked in, I don't really need to do that extra bit tonight, or I don't, and you just then before you know it, a few days have gone by and you're not
Nothing
quite...
keeping you honest, like the target to look for.
Yeah.
I would like to. I think I could, but I did 10K about 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Not training. I did it in 1 hour 7.
Nice.
I'd like to think I could get. If I got under an hour from where I am now, I'd be chuffed.
That'd be incredible.
Chuffed with
I think anyone, like we said earlier, anyone just running the distance
Yeah.
is like massive pat on the back. 10K is 6 miles.
Yeah.
It's a long old way.
Yeah, it is.
Running it under an hour is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, again, that's like next kind of level.
It is.
You know, it takes a lot of work, but you're capable. Like you said, Sean, it is just trusting that process and putting in a bit of hard work. And you'll get there. Yeah. I think you will do it. Like, you're proving that already with the stuff you're doing with your punches and that once your mindset's on it and you're ready for it, then you're capable of anything.
Possible. Yeah. No, that's right.
Do you mind if I grab an appetizer?
You crack on, mate. Try and get from the fridge
Oh, you are the guest.
Oh, thank you.
I know my house. This is my fridge. Where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
Right in front of you, aren't they? See a pack of them?
Oh yeah.
Oh, legend.
The wife, she put it in a different shelf to what we used to.
Is there any beers at the top there, Tim? What stuff, like the Peroni or anything?
There's one Peroni.
Do you want that?
No, I'm alright, man.
Sure?
Yeah.
I'll have a Guinness if you want.
I've already had a few. No. Went around the
Such a nice chilled chat, isn't it?
I went around the neighbours yesterday, actually, while we were doing that, and watched obviously the Champions League.
Yeah,
and he's a big Arsenal fan.
Speak about that.
Speak about that.
Yeah, we can do. He's a big Arsenal fan. So I was like, I'll go round and that. He's got like his garage kind of set up, and he's got this big screen and a projector and stuff on it. He linked it all up. And I was like, do you want me to bring anything round? He goes, no, you don't need to bring it round. I've got drinks and stuff and that. So I went round there, and he's got his cooler. And his wife is German, so they always do bratwurst sausages. So he did these amazing bratwurst sausages with a homemade potato salad, which is like, it's like potatoes with like obviously mayonnaise, they had gherkins in there, and like smoked sausage like chopped up and that. It was amazing anyway. The food was banging. And I was like, what drink you got? I was like, lager. I ain't got lager. I got cider. I was like, I'll have a cider with that. Out of the cooler comes out 2 5-litre, like the plastic, almost looks like screen wash bottles like that. And it was called Leg Bender cider from Somerset.
Brilliant.
But he had iced it the day before in the freezer, so it was just the ice. So basically, it was a bit more like slushy a little bit as well. Oh my god! And it was a mixture of dry and medium cider. And just yesterday, like that, and just to watch the football, it went down a treat. I had about 5 or 6 of these, and it was strong stuff. And I was a bit like,
did football win yesterday?
Yeah.
Or are you a bit more sympathetic to Arsenal?
I wanted Arsenal.
I'm sympathetic to Arsenal, not their fans.
No, I think. Well, I'm going to say whatever is on the podcast. Arsenal had a little bit of justice as things going around, because there's a lot of things which happened, especially, and I don't care if he's had abuse and all that. That's horrendous, and I always say that a player should never get that if they miss a penalty when you've had it in the past and stuff like that. But the things they've got away with, and some of them have been things Gabriel has done this year in the Premier League and got away with it, and against Newcastle, something like that. I'm kind of almost a little bit like glad it happened and PSG won.
As an Englishman, it would have been nice to see an English team win it, and for what PSG are, I wouldn't want to see them win it, with the money and all that.
Yeah.
But the way, I don't know, just the way, because PSG are pure football, aren't they? But hey, if Arsenal would have won the way they won, you can't criticise them, because they won the Premier League like it.
You had a plan,
I think for me, so there's a couple of Arsenal fans that are pretty decent, that aren't complete knobheads.
Yeah. A couple.
Just in general.
People I know that can take a bit of banter, can give it back a bit, and it's all fun and games.
Ricky?
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't really speak to Ricky about football or anything. Okay. I'm talking more like friends, like people that are I'm around a lot more now.
Okay.
But then there's a lot of Arsenal fans, and probably 98% of them that are just complete tools.
Dickheads.
They are mindless.
I'll say it, dickheads. Saying Saka's better than Prime Ronaldo.
And also I just can't, I don't know what it is, but Arteta, Gabriel, all these people, I just can't take to them at all. Yeah. So there's many reasons why I wanted them to fall off and bottle the Prem and everything go wrong for them.
Me too.
However, I also always got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah,
it was nice to see a couple of my friends who are quite humble get the chance to celebrate something like that.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
It was also nice to see Gabriel sky that penalty because
really
he was
was.
an absolute
He is.
The whitest teeth in the Premier League, I must say, as well, or in the world he's got.
Yeah.
The only thing that I wanted Arsenal to win it, because I must admit I was watching it and I almost felt like a bit of an Arsenal fan
You
in
kind
terms
of
like you said, the whole English kind of. But for me, it was more about going into the World Cup. I thought if Declan Rice, Saka, Eze are going to the World Cup, Harry Kane, all these players that have lifted league titles, winning a final like a Champions League, getting it over the line as an Englishman going to the World Cup could pay massive benefits for our English side. So for me, that was my kind of, if Arsenal win, that's the reason why I want them to win. So that our lads go to the World Cup
full of confidence.
Whereas I feel like that, especially for the likes of Eze, missing the pen, I feel like I don't think it will knock Rice's confidence, but
he's a strong character.
It's a sad,
they can use it as fuel. Like now, it's like, look, we had our chance, it's gone, but we've got another chance of winning another trophy now. Like we're England, you know.
Probably apart from Euros, the only trophy that's bigger than the Champions League, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it
so it could.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to go down the England selection. This is not what this is thing. We've done our views on what we think the Indian teams have picked, and that. Like, we're going to back too short. We all are. Everyone's going to go out there and say, "Oh, he's picked the wrong players," or "Why is he in it?" and stuff like that. But as England fans, you're still going to be cheering them and celebrating when they score a goal and stuff like that. And we obviously do hope that boys do bring it home for once. Maybe football might come home, maybe, and maybe he shoots it right. Maybe he'll prove us wrong.
I love it too.
Yeah,
I love it too.
I would love it too. I just can't see it, but I would love to be proved wrong.
Do you know what? Like, I think it's a classic though. Like you said, we've already discussed the whole selection thing. Because we're so like can't understand it. It also wouldn't surprise me if they did go all the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's almost like, well, we can't fathom it out, but is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Because we've always been predictable. The team selection,
same players,
the formation, how we we're not predictable at the moment.
No, we're not.
We might go out and make it hard work. One game, win 1-0, draw 0-0. The next game we'll go out and steamroll a team because we're unorthodox.
Or it clicks.
Or it clicks. You know, so I think like you said, no matter what, you just got to back him.
Of course.
You wouldn't be right if you didn't. And whatever happens, doesn't it? But I kind of see what you're saying.
It's just
I don't have that confidence, but
and also I think we should have won one of the last three.
I feel like we might have missed
the Euros, the World Cup Euros, we should have won one then, especially Italy when we took the lead. If he had not sat back after we took the lead, I honestly think we would have won it. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's gonna. Do you know who's been written off? Which I'm baffled by. If you see their squad,
You said Portugal.
fucking Portugal.
Yeah, you're saying the other week on our
They're not
pod,
even in the top 10 favourites, and I'm like,
you can't write them off.
mate, look.
Not the way they've performed in the most recent tournaments as
And
well.
that Nations League last year, wasn't it, or what was it? They won it. I know it was the Nations League.
I know what you mean.
But they beat Germany and Spain at full strength. Like,
We just
and
look
Ronaldo scored 8 goals, mate. Like,
and even Ronaldo aside, you just look like, as much as he's like Marmite, I think. Like, my dad hates him, but I think he's a great player, and other people might hate him. But Bruno Fernandes, because of the way he...
your dad's Liverpool fan.
I know, but because of the way he acts and he's like that stuff, he gets a lot of hatred sometimes, but he's just broke the Premier League record of assists in a single season.
World class, mate.
So you think if he can just carry that form into Portugal, and they've got some great strikers,
as an
goals they
English-
could potentially score.
As an English fan, I would not want to be playing Portugal in a quarter or a semi.
No.
Me too.
Final gamble.
Yeah.
But in a quarter and a semi, I do not want to face Portugal.
No.
There was something I saw, something like there's a date of football. I think it's when the quarterfinals on, and it could work out. It could potentially, if it ever worked out that way, I can't. And it worked. It was quarterfinal could end up being like England versus Brazil, if it went that way. Then there's like, I think it's boxing on that day. There's a couple of boxing matches on. And then there was like, I can't remember, I'll have to find out the day and put it on there. And then the other quarter final would be, potentially if it worked that way, would be Argentina versus Portugal. So on this, so it was like on this one day, you could have that quarter final, if everyone goes that way. And there was like 2 boxing matches or something. I swear there was 2 boxing matches.
There are some days in every year.
Oh no, UFC.
UFC.
It's Conor McGregor.
That
day
card
with Pimlet as well.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. So it's that you've got those 2 fights and potentially the 2 quarterfinals could be like big matches like that.
Yeah.
So that's like
just
one day.
want to take this chance to say sorry to absolutely no one.
Classic. I
can't imagine that.
So that
do you know what I think we've got to beat in Brazil?
Yeah. I must admit.
I also think Brazil are massive underdogs.
They are. And I thought the same. But you told me their squad, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I still am a bit like England, baffled at a couple of people that have missed out on the Brazilian selection. Yeah. But I still look at them and I think where they've not been top dogs for so long now, I feel like they've gone under the radar a little bit, and they've got Ancelotti.
Yeah.
And he's just a
serial winner,
serial winner, knows how to win games. So I do think they are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not afraid of them at the same time.
I'm not afraid of them.
Yeah. Not like we used to be. No. You know, like back in the day of us all being in school and that. And,
what happened? Ronaldinho.
Over Seaman.
Rivaldo.
All those
at
players
school
back
when
in the day.
When they beat us 2-1.
Yeah.
When he did the free kick, I was the same year I was in school watching it and that. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. And then you got France who are ridiculous. Spain
I don't think France will do much this time round. I just feel like there's such a disconnection now with like Mbappe. And, you know, I feel like even though they're on paper they are a phenomenal side and they could easily go on and win. I also feel like this might be a tournament too many for them, where they end up being the shock side that goes out in in a group stage. Or, you know, you sometimes get. I mean, that could be us, by the way.
Yeah, it could be.
But
we could be out of doors.
But for so long, France have been. They won. They're up there. Aren't
they? Bit like Spain when they won everything, and they've gone for about 8 years where they just flopped. But then obviously they just won the Euros, and I think
we haven't got an easy group, man.
Have we got Croatia first?
We've got Croatia, Ghana, and then Panama.
And we've not been very good against Africans.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so the first 2 games are generally quite tough.
I think we've got to beat. I think we've got to beat Croatia.
Yeah.
I do. I feel
they're not
more
the team they
confident
were maybe
4 or 5 years ago. That would have been. They probably would have been favourites.
Yeah. But now I think we should beat Croatia. I see us winning that like 1-0 maybe, or like
it'd be a 1-goal win, I think, wouldn't it?
Ghana, I mean,
just don't know.
They're so annoying.
Yeah.
And is it Panama?
Panama, yeah.
I mean,
like defeat.
Should be
beat. Yeah.
So if you get 4 or 5 points, draw. I mean that's what you need, isn't it? We want to go through top regardless of the group, but just getting through is the main objective, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
What counts is the knockout stages.
Yeah.
In tournament football.
Just got to beat who's in front of you.
I feel like that's what we kind of lacked in the last Euros. Was we were just typical English in terms of running our team down within the group stage. Oh, we're poor. We don't deserve to be through. We don't fucking matter if we deserve it or not.
Yeah.
We've got ourselves in a position to be in knockout football.
Yeah.
Oh, we should never have won that. Bellingham scored in the last minute. We were lucky. Yeah, but that's football.
Yeah.
We won the game.
Yeah, we're there.
We don't deserve to be in the final. What do you mean we don't deserve to be in the final? Yeah, we haven't been playing great, but we won the game.
Yeah.
We deserve to be there. And I feel out of the 3, that was the one that we should have won.
Yeah.
Because when you're playing bad but winning games, you get into a final, usually you think your side's going to switch on and do something. They just didn't turn up on the final. Spain were outclassed, by the way. They outclassed us, but then we didn't show up in that final like we did in the other tournaments. I feel.
Oh, that was frustrating as well, wasn't it?
Because then when he brought on the players who were playing great,
Watkins,
Palmer,
and and we had that 10, 12 minutes where if they would have started, who knows?
Yeah.
With Palmer and Watkins at that time, they were electric.
Yeah, I feel like we might miss Palmer.
Yeah.
I do think we were going to miss him.
I think he's been, I don't know, but maybe like it's different in it. He's not been in form in Chelsea.
I feel like he would have turned up at the...
I feel like the massive difference between Palmer and Foden is Foden does it for his club week in, week out, but he tends not to be as great in an England shirt as what he is in a City shirt.
Yeah.
Palmer
has been doing
both.
Yeah.
And even though he's not been playing well at Chelsea, he will play well in an England shirt.
I would have taken him.
He is that player that you can bring on the pitch and nothing's being created, and all of a sudden he puts outside of his through whatever he does, and all of a sudden he's scored a goal or set something up.
I know.
I just feel like there's something about him that I feel like he would have been that player that you bring on for the last 10, 15 minutes that would get you something out of a game. I think that might be the one player that we'll miss creatively.
Yeah, I agree. He's brilliant.
I find that really good. So I had a couple before we get into the other last bit I was going to mention, and you can go off any other tangent we want or things like that. I had a couple of little questions here that you can just answer quickly or not quickly, but obviously with the content creation, so like your TikTok and stuff now, which are bloody brilliant. What is the funniest or most awkward thing that's happened to you while filming a TikTok or a reel in public?
The most surreal and kind of funny and weird thing is probably getting people like shouting out while they're filming, or like, you know, doing something. They're like, all of a sudden someone's winding down their car window and they're like, Milan, baby! And I turn around and I don't even know what it is. I'm like, yeah! Just like, what's going on? Brilliant. I had it at GY30 actually the other night. Some lady approached me who wasn't part of the running club and came up to me and said, oh, it's really strange to see you like in person, and because I follow you on social media, and said I just said to my girls that I feel like I'm in the presence of someone famous. And like, dude, I've got 360 followers. I'm nowhere near it, but it does make it makes you cringe a little bit. You're like, I'm not doing it for that, but it is. So there's been moments like that where I'm filming or doing something, and they're kind of like, I don't know if has there been anything like, I love it when I just hit record, like with the dog, with Bo, and just natural content. Like, everything I do is never kind of preempted in terms of, I'm not taking 10 takes of something, I'm not reading off a chat GPT or like, everything I do is just off the top of my head, and I think that's just because I'm a little bit loopy as well, that I can just do that. But that's when I get some funny stuff happen, like with my dog, interactions with my dog that people love. Or I did do a video the other day with my daughter putting our running clothes on and editing it.
That's brilliant.
I love that one because I've seen so many videos of the Busku.
That's him.
The guy who does all the gangster stuff and does all that.
The Mexican and
mate, I love watching this. When you did it, I was like, I'm so engaged on this now.
I done it because I try not to doom scroll, even though I do content. I try not to, because I think you can get caught in the trap. But that kept coming up on mine, so because then it's in your algorithm, and so I've seen that a few times. And the guy who actually sings the song, done a video of it with his son getting dressed into their clothes and that. And my little girl, I said, "Oh, look at this little boy doing this," and she went, "Oh, I can do that. I'm gonna get dressed." And I went, "Do you want to do it?" So I literally just put the camera up in the bedroom, and I just hit record like you do, and just let it record, and we just got our clothes out, running clothes, messed about with them, changing and all that, and then I just obviously chipped and chopped it to make it fall into place and like it did. I try not to do too much like editing stuff, so I like it, but that kind of video you need to
you do that
and I think in one day it got like 5,500 views, and then it's just like, every time I was going on my TikTok, it was like 150 notifications and like more and more, and I'm like, it's funny how just one video all of a sudden, and that's what you kind of need to do a little bit is, you know, sometimes just do things for fun and just let it be what it is. But I love doing that. But there's not really been too many embarrassing. When I first started doing content, it was a bit like, I don't know if I want to film here because there's someone walking towards me.
That's it,
So that sort of thing was always a bit like, whereas now I just don't give a fuck. Sort of thing. So like, I'll go past builders like on scaffolding and and I'm just like, doing this, and then a lot of people look at you weird, but then sometimes you get someone hanging off a scaffolding like, yo, adios amigos, and you're like, it's cool. It's all good fun. I do it for fun. I do it because I love doing it. Keeps me entertained as much as anyone else. I know it helps people because people feed that back to me. I know there's a lot of people that will watch it and think this dude is like 38. What the fuck's he playing at? Get a life.
No way.
But some people will. I'm sure there's people that I've known all my life that don't support me on this kind of thing, and they're probably thinking, "What's he doing?"
Fuck you then.
But I love it, and there's a lot of people that get benefits out of it. So I'm going to carry on doing it until I can.
Yeah. Have you any other way, mate? Absolutely.
That was meant to be a quick fire answer.
No, it's not. These are quick fire questions. I said you can answer it as quick or as much you want. What's the other one I have on here? I was going to ask you, when you weren't training, or about kind of making your content, what do you do to completely shut off? If you can, because I know you said you're a million miles an hour, but what do you do when you're on the sofa? Is it flick something on, like a series? Is it listen to a podcast like us? Is it read a book?
That goes without saying, mate. Yeah.
Sometimes I just like quiet. Sometimes I just like just nothing going on. Just me and the missus sat there on a night for an hour. Just she might have some she'll say, "Do you want me to put something?" And I'm just like, "Nah, we'll just sit here and chill and like chat or put some music on in the background and just sometimes just don't chat because we both do like jobs that you work with the public and sometimes it's quite mentally draining and you just need to sit there within each other's company and talk, not that you're ignoring each other, but just you'll talk, but it's just not like how we're talking now. And that's probably like my wind down. I love it when we just go off as four with the dog, and we just go for like a walk somewhere. Like on my birthday, we just went to Western and just chilled on the beach. I know it's Western,
don't matter. Don't matter.
Just doing things like that with my girls and my dog. Like that's kind of like me time. Like just get everything else, and I don't ignore people. I always get back to people, but there's obviously a time where I just want to put that down and
But also, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's Western. The favourite place in the world is where your most loved people are.
This comes up all the time, doesn't it? Now, like, and it's such a true saying. I like listening to a lot of motivational stuff myself, and one of the main things that comes up is things like that, where it says, "What's your favourite place in the world?" And the answer is like, it's not a place. It's my favourite is when I'm with the people and it's so true.
So true.
I love being a people pleaser and I love being around a lot of people. I'm not very good on my own. Like, I'm terrible on my own a lot of the time. And to be honest, I like being busy. I generally do like, I can't sit still a lot of the time. But when I know that I need to just slow down, it is just with my girls and my dog. And
nothing
as long as I'm with them, then
Love that.
Love
that, mate.
Yeah, brilliant.
If you could only eat one cheat meal for the rest of your life, what is that?
It's a pizza all day long.
And what toppings are we saying? Is it just pepperoni like us, or you different? You like ham and pineapple?
No. Sacrilege! You can't put fruit on a pizza. Pepperoni, but I don't mind a little bit of spicy chicken on it as well. But I'm also quite partial sometimes to like a ham and mushroom.
Okay.
Like a little bit more. But then there's also other times where just give me a cheese and tomato.
You can't beat it sometimes.
Absolutely.
I think it's just
pizza.
Yes. But pizza is the one thing. If I had to pick, I'm a massive carb loader, Italian food, so pizza all day.
I'll leave two more of those to the end. They're kind of like ending ones. So you don't have to, but did you want to like maybe open up or talk about kind of like you're such, like I said, a motivated and like kind of positive person, but there could be like a dark side of that, like things you've gone through, struggles like you said, like lost your dad and other things and that. So Martin, your best mate, did you want to like kind of discuss how they kind of affected your life and you as a person?
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to kind of talk about what has kind of got me to where I am now, I suppose, and kind of things that I've gone through in my life that kind of led me down a road of having, I would say, I would happily, not happily, but openly say like having mental health battles. Like, and probably this might if my family do listen to this, I don't know if they will, but it'd probably be hard for like someone like my mum to listen to, because I've never really openly spoke to someone like my mum about it, because I haven't needed to. I've always kind of been able to deal with my issues in my own way, and I would open up to my wife about things now. I never would have back in the day, but now I'm a bit better at it. But yeah, so like when I was, I think everything kind of started for me like from a young kid. So my parents went through a divorce, and I was like 11 or 12, and it was even, you know, my mum fell out of love with my dad, left my dad, and it was through nothing else other than that. And you know, my mum done everything the right way and amicably, and tried supporting my dad within seeing his kids and everything. My dad was completely heartbroken, didn't want it to happen, and at times was quite, where he was so emotionally kind of just couldn't take it, would also have bad moments of like where he didn't want things to happen, would then be quite nasty. Not as in like hitting my mum, I'm not trying to make out he was a... but just things that as an 11-year-old you maybe shouldn't witness. And then we kind of like had to live in a lot of different environments, like for a few years of like, what's the kind of words, like hostels, where you have a room and then you've got like, maybe in the next room you've got drug addicts, and you've got, you know, it's a bit like that, trying to get on a council house for my mum, and I kind of had to be like a grown-up very quick for my younger siblings. So I felt like I then built this like massive exterior about how I can't be weak, because now I can't talk about how I feel. And so like you go through this period in your life where you're acting a grown-up before you're a grown-up. And then unfortunately my dad, when I was like 20, 21, my dad passed away of cancer, and it just didn't really affect me like it did everyone else, I think, in the family, like at the time. And I think it was because of everything that I'd been through, where I kind of had to grow up quick. It made me in that moment grow up. So I was there caring for my dad, like living with my dad and caring for him up to his deathbed, with other people as well, but I was living there like 24/7 in it. And I kind of, again, it was like a more trauma that you're just kind of going through, but you're going, shove that back there, I don't need to deal with that. Like, I got to be this man. And, you know, my sister's 16 doing her GCSEs, and my brother's doing, like, and you're trying to be everything that you're not. You're just a kid. Like, and you shouldn't, no one should ever have to go through that sort of thing, but it happens. And then, so that happened, and then I just kind of, a couple of years later then happened with Martin. So my best friend passed away, one of my best friends, like there was like you said earlier, 5 of us that were like really close. Then he passed away as well, and that was probably like the hardest thing that I ever had to go through, in terms of just not understanding what happened. Like, I lost my dad through cancer, and even though he was too young when he died, it was, you know that your peers are gonna go at some point, and when it's someone your age that you've kind of had these good times with, you just can't accept it. And but again, even in front of my friends, I was that guy, like, come on, it's alright, we're gonna get through this, and I just never allowed myself to be like that like break down, or like be and the more you do that, the more it builds into, and it stems, and then you start having, being, like I said earlier, I can't be within my own company for too long, because then you start thinking some crazy stuff sometimes. And I was in a real dark place for a long time, and you take it out on people that you don't mean to, not aggressively, but just by not being in contact with people sometimes, even something as little as that. Don't want to be around that person because it reminds me of that person, or don't want to be there, if I get too close to that person, they're gonna die, and then you know. And then I was really close to Sam's mum, and then she got diagnosed with dementia at the age of, I think she was, I want to say 55, 56, so quite very young. So then I had to go through like a few years of that cycle again, of witnessing someone deteriorate, and it's life. You can't change it, but I just feel like it felt like to me that anyone I would ever get close to or be
Something was happening.
And I felt like it's me. Like something's wrong. When I'm on my own, that's what my head does is, something's wrong with you. Like what? And then I think I just got to a point where I was like, right, if I don't do something about this now, if I don't like start sorting my head out and realize, or let myself be emotional, or letting myself talk, or finding something that works for me to be able to deal with these things, then something bad's going to happen at some stage. I think getting that IVF treatment and having our little girl just flipped a switch in my head that was like, she needs a strong person, but not someone to make her feel like everything's going to be okay and you can't be emotional. She needs someone to
see everything.
And I just felt like at that point, if I didn't sort myself out now and become that vulnerable, better version of myself, she's got no hope.
Yeah.
Like of growing up, she's gonna not no hope, but she's not gonna have the right. And that kind of has allowed me then in the last 3 to 4 years, especially, to kind of develop myself in terms of being a better person and being a better version of me and opening up and talking and being a bit more vulnerable and trying to encourage other people to do the same. How can I encourage people to do that when I'm not doing it myself?
Yeah.
One of those, you need to be a bit of an advocate, a bit like what Chris is doing, even what you guys are doing on the podcast, the way you guys talk about it often. We have to support and encourage each other to talk and open up and let each other know that that's all right. And that doesn't mean you're any less of a man, by the way.
Yeah, not at all.
If anything, nowadays, I think
it's more.
It's
more. 100%.
I've got a lot more respect for people that will come and cry on my shoulder.
Absolutely.
Than someone who would just be like,
no, I'm not going to do that. It's
yeah. And I know a couple of people who still think that way, bit old school and that's fine. But don't judge me for being me.
No,
absolutely.
I just kind of look at it now like, whatever I do in life, I do it because I think it helps me and my family and it makes us happy. Whatever you do in your life, as long as you're happy, I'm happy for you. And that's my outlook now. I've got people that judge me for what I do. Yeah. But those people aren't happy within themselves, maybe. Yeah. That's the question they got asked themselves. Projecting that kind of negative or that. But I just kind of say to people, I've had this discussion with someone more recent over recent events, and I feel like they were kind of coming at me with a bit of an angle, and I just killed it by saying, are you happy with the way that you live your life? And they said, well, yeah, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, if you're happy, I'm happy for you. And I just walked away. And literally they had nothing to say, and I thought, that's sometimes you just, but I this is all just as much as a new thing for me in the last few years. I'm not saying that like I suffered with severe mental health. I'm not saying that I was on antidepressants. I've never been on any sort of medication. I'm quite fortunate that I've found a way of self-medicating through running, and I've always known that is what does it for me. Yeah. So I can deal with these instances and those traumatic times, and I think I find it all a lot more traumatic now than I did at the time, but good, because I need to go through that. Absolutely. And I still probably need to be more vulnerable with stuff like that. There's probably still some people that I'm not vulnerable in front of that I probably should be. Yeah. But I just think as long as I can do it in front, within the company of my wife. Yeah. And now, even if it's chatting to you two in a room, if it's talking in front of my camera where hundreds of people are watching it, then I feel like I'm getting it off my chest. I feel like I'm helping myself, and I feel like I'm encouraging other people to do the same, so that they will be able to. Sometimes it's hard because it's all right. Like this whole people need to talk more, and you need to talk more. You need to talk more, and like you do, but you also need people that will listen. And if people got no one that they can talk to that will listen, then they're not going to get any sort of benefit from it. So it's just us guys, Chris, other people that are out there that are doing the same kind of work on different platforms in different cities. We need to be the people that will listen, so that people feel like they can talk to you and
a safe space.
In a safe space, and no one should ever be negative towards that. And anyone that is, you know, then like I said, they need to have a little look in the mirror, maybe.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard times, but we've all been through them.
Yeah.
People have been through a lot worse than me. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, but that doesn't mean that
it's
you're
any less.
Through stuff or it's any less.
100%.
Yeah.
And again, I'm glad you said that actually, because that's usually something that I say to other people is your problems and your they're yours, and you have a right for that to be like up here on a pedestal.
Absolutely.
Just because someone's gone through worse doesn't mean that your thing isn't like have the right of being up here. Like
absolutely, no one should judge people on the level of problems they have.
That's it, mate.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. No, well done, mate.
Yeah. Cheers.
Appreciate you talking about that, and
it
does open up things. Like I said, when you start talking, it does help with these things, doesn't it? But like, it is hard sometimes to talk about it as well.
It is.
I find it hard to talk about it sometimes, or I don't talk about it enough, maybe, or I don't know if that's because I suppress it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk about it. If that makes sense, but
I think that's like a natural feeling, like in any human being.
Yeah.
And I think with time you just get better. Like, do you say it's 5 years sort of since and that's still very raw. Like that's not long ago at all. Like, and I think with anything like that, it literally is time is the key. You have to just things never get easier, do they?
No,
it never gets, but you just find a way of being able to kind of grieve or open up and talk. And I'm still finding my path. I think it's been 15 years, 16 years maybe since my dad now. It's quite a long time.
Yeah.
10 years since Martin.
Yeah.
And I would still say now that, 3 years with Sam's mum, and it's never, you never get over it, do you?
No,
never. You find a little
ways to cope.
Yeah, mate, that's it. But knowing the people that you can talk to as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
So like, you boys are close. Like, you always got me to talk to, and I would not have spoke about this in front of you guys if I didn't feel comfortable enough to.
Yeah, no.
So it's finding the right people again, thanks to Chris and the GY30 movement and having us involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we are a team now.
We are
in that movement.
Absolutely.
There's a team of us working on it. But Chris being the founder and the one who got it going has allowed people like us to get together, and be this way, and be able to talk and open up about stuff. So it's brilliant, really.
It is brilliant. No, thank you.
It's only ever positive, isn't it? One last question I got for you, and I got to choose out of the 3 I got on there. Okay, this is a good one. So if someone's watching your pages right now, or TikTok and that, and they're completely stuck on the couch and they're wanting to change their life tomorrow, what is step number 1? So might be tough.
What is step number 1? So like, there's obviously a couple of different ways of looking at this. Like, I would say the first step is to believe in yourself. You have to just believe that you can. If you don't have that belief in yourself, then you can't expect anything to happen. So you've got to try and find a bit of a switch at that. But just move. Like, don't rush things. Everything's a process. You're not going to be, whether it's whatever you want to do, running, sport, whatever it is, nothing happens overnight. The first step is just to get up and move. You have to kind of need to motivate yourself into wanting to change, to be able for that change to happen. So it's hard because it's quite easy for me to sit here and say the first thing you should do is this, when everybody is different. What motivates you, I suppose, as well, is a big factor in it. You could be at a point in your life where you feel like everything's against you or not working for you, or you might have a really supportive family. That's a really tricky question. That stumped me a little bit because I kind of don't want to. It's hard because you don't want to give off the wrong advice. If I say, "Wow, my first step would be get yourself in the gym," that's the worst step. You know, the first step is just.
I think what he says is
believe in yourself and just try something and move. Walk to the shop rather than drive to the shop. Or
do a few punches.
Do a few punches in the punch bag. You know,
it's something I suppose you enjoy. You want to do
what is it you enjoy? Don't do something that you wouldn't enjoy. Like, is there some? I think like the biggest thing at the moment is like just trying to get that. I'm trying to get across in a lot of my videos is just try. Because if you don't try, you don't know. You know,
absolutely.
And I've been kind of using this angle as well a little bit, which it might not be the right angle, but I think about this a lot when I'm out doing things. I feel like we don't quite realise how blessed we are that we are able to do the things we do.
Absolutely.
So when I'm out running and I'm hitting a trail run and I'm up on a hill and I'm looking over this beautiful scenery with the sun and then I'm stood down and I'm thinking, there's some people that don't have this opportunity. I'm lucky enough to have this opportunity, and that's when I feel really passionate about the whole, please try something, go and do something, because you don't realise like the benefits and how lucky you are that you actually can.
Absolutely.
So just give that one thing a try.
That's it.
Whatever it is you like to do, whether it's playing chess, running, there's going to be like-minded people that you'll meet that will come into your life that will benefit you, and just go and do some of that. Life's too short.
You could say not take the Nike slogan of just do it, but just try
almost,
it.
I think
just try it.
Just try it.
That is the Lee Lintern brand.
Do you know what? I actually that's reminded me actually. Going back a few months ago, I'd done a little run with Stacey, and we recorded like a little. And I think she actually asked a very similar question, and I actually said, just do it. And I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't say it like that. But it was a similar thing, like just go, just have the confidence to just go and try something. I feel like we're not in a very judgmental era anymore.
I agree.
I feel like that kind of whole concept of people were judging us is like gone. 95% of it is gone. So if anything, you're just going to get respect. More respect from people for actually going and doing stuff. So don't worry, no one's watching you and hating on you. If anything, people are watching you and supporting you, and even if they don't voice that, people will one day just walk behind you and go, fair play, mate. Or like, notice that, decent. And you know, sometimes also if you do know someone that is starting out and doing something that they're finding hard, please give them that sort of credit, because without it, it does go an absolute long way.
Really
like
does.
We need to support each other, big time.
Absolutely,
big time.
I can attest that from doing the 21 days with my punching. Like, people commenting and that, just all been positive. It's all been love. And people come out of the woodwork that you wouldn't even expect. It's like, oh, you know what, mate, fair play, I've seen you do this. I'll come and do some punches with you.
Exactly.
And it's just like, fucking hell. Wow.
And that's it. And I think we sometimes think too much that people are like either laughing at us behind our backs or like blah, blah, but actually people aren't.
No.
You might have the odd one or two personnel, but 98% of the time, people are watching it and admiring it and thinking,
fair play, mate.
And by seeing you do your punches, there's going to be someone else that is going to start doing what you're doing. You know, there's going to be someone that you might work with or that you might be in your family that all of a sudden is going to come to GY30 because you go. You know, and it's like that.
Well,
we're all so I mean, we're all inspiring someone in one way or another. That is what we need more of, is just people doing the sort of things that we're doing and other people out there are doing. Just keep motivating each other to, waffling a bit now.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Just to end it on that, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on there, mate.
Oh, it's been brilliant.
It's been an amazing episode. It's been great to talk and hear your stories and that. So just want to say
you.
Thank you for that, mate.
Thank you for having me. Loved it.
And I just want to say, it has truly been a blessing to have you come back into my life personally to help me, but also just I've had a few people, and I know you have, go out of my life in one way, and like you're one of the people that's come in my life again. I definitely think it's happened for a reason. Yeah. I just really appreciate you.
Yeah. And vice versa, mate. Vice versa to all of you. Every single one of you.
I just really appreciate you, and
this
has been brilliant.
Thank you.
It's been amazing.
Amazing.
And to give you one other bit of good news, you said at the beginning, you gave us a question, you said, who's better looking, you or Chris? And we said you. You've also officially got a longer episode than him as well.
Yeah. I think that's the record, isn't it?
It might be the record.
2 hours 29.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
2.5 minutes.
Talking.
It's fine. The last bit we got to do is Soldier's magic, but please follow,
socials,
us, Lee. Everyone will put it up there. Follow Lee and what he's doing.
Yeah,
and supporting.
Yeah, we'll do all the socials as well.
We'll do it all.
This will be out a week today. This episode.
Love it.
So on that,
and
we will see you all on the next one.
Next one. Thank you.
This is gangster.
Adios,
Keep it gangster. Keep it gangster. Bah.